Rewards members easier than ever with the Lowe's app. Download it today and earn 500 points the first time you log in. Plus, your digital wallet helps you scan, save, earn, and access what you need to manage it all in one place. Download the Lowe's app and take advantage of your pro benefits today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 12/1/25 through 1/7/26. Offer valid for first login per organization only. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Additional restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
Hey, this is Mika Zibanejad.
Hey, this is Adam Fox. Catch every Rangers game right here on 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. Don.
Sit you stink.
Hahn.
How about your nuts? Can I get some?
And Rosenberg.
He wanted me to jump up and make the jokey so the people go laugh time.
This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
The best threesome I've ever heard.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
But today it's actually a twosome. Ty Butler, Jake Asman, in for the boys. And how about this, Jake? Streaming live on YouTube, baby.
The tube is back, thank God.
Streaming live on YouTube. I guess it was the Talk About It Tuesday that did it. My man John Winthrop heard us chatting about what was going on. Ty Butler wasn't happy with the situation, so we're on YouTube going to 7 o'clock. Going to 7 o'clock tonight. You know the deal. 800-919-3776. He's at Jake Asman. I'm at Ty D. Butler. Hit us up. At DHR on ESPN. So much to get into. It's a football Friday. We will have your picks later on in the show at 5:45. Don's got his picks in. Still waiting to hear from Rosenberg and Alan Hahn. We also have ENN, a special ENN done by Anthony Pusick. I hear we're getting an announcer lineup.
Oh,
You suck, Pusick.
I am so excited about the Friday ENN and the announcer lineup. As a fan of just this time slot in general, that was a staple on the old K show. There's nothing like that Evan Washburn drop, that things are bustling in a lobby. Whatever Tony Romo is going to say, I don't know, Jim. That gets me going. So I'm excited for the final, regular season NFL Sunday.
And can't forget about Fraud Alert Friday. I don't know if you paid attention to the show earlier this week. Alex Monaco and I got a chance to get to know each other a little bit. And this man's talking about, he's a Mets and a Padres fan. It just drove me crazy. He was getting roasted on social media. So we'll take your phone calls at 4:30. Just give us some fraud alert stories. You know who's a big fraud? And we'll get into this more later. Lane Kiffin talked about how he wanted to be at the game yesterday. That's a fraud right there.
He tried to not only be at the game, reportedly, he wanted to be on the ESPN broadcast. Like, he reached out to ESPN about sitting in the booth for a quarter or a couple drives, which is asinine. Again, you left. Don't make it about you, but that's the problem. Lane Kiffin always tries to make it about himself. Look how long the entire process of him eventually going to LSU dragged out. So I'm glad he wasn't there, and I'm thrilled that Ole Miss won, because that's one of the more fun stories you could argue going on in all sports right now.
And what they're doing, despite losing coaches, like all these assistant coaches, I'm starting to root for them now. Part of me, because we're both Jet fans, love to see Indiana go on a run, Fernando Mendoza continue to do his thing, but that would just be an incredible sequence. Lane Kiffin decides, we're headed for greener pastures. And here's my question to you, and we'll get to the Jets and Giants in a moment. What's he rooting for? Because he's out on Twitter yesterday putting the flag, and he wanted to be at the game on the broadcast. What do you think he's actually rooting for?
There's no way he could be rooting for them to win the whole thing without him.
Because that's what he'll say he's rooting for. Because he loves the program, cares about the players. I mean, all that BS out of here.
I don't buy it for a second. Michael Kay always talks about how he's very vindictive, he's very petty. If he got fired from the old K show, he wouldn't root for Don and Peter's success without him. That's Lane Kiffin. The difference is Kay's honest about it. Lane Kiffin is not. Again, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. That's been Lane Kiffin every step of the way. No one can deny he's a really good football coach. But the fact that he even thought it was appropriate to ask to be on during the broadcast as like a guest, that tells you all you need to know.
Hit us up in the YouTube comments. We are live on YouTube streaming on the ESPN New York page. Jake Asman, Ty Butler going for the next 4 hours. You think you got 4 hours in you?
Let's do it. Let's let it rip. I did 4 hours with Mr. Ronan throughout the week. This, by the way, will wrap up successfully doing a show in every time slot on the station in the day part.
You're versatile.
So this is what it's all about.
So you're not just an ass man. You're a boobs guy. You're everything.
We don't discriminate, Ty. Come on.
you do
it's 2026 now.
I'm sorry to do this to you because you got a smile on your face. You're my dude. I want to see you happy. But it's time to talk about the New York Jets, who I'm rooting for to go an entire season without an interception.
I'm rooting for them to not have a field goal kick blocked on Sunday so we could buy the shirts, hang the banner.
Celebrate it.
2025 field goal protection champions, the New York Jets.
Which of the stats most damning on the season, what would you say is most impressive? The fact that they're about to go an entire season, we'll see what happens with Mitch Trubisky, but let's just say they go an entire season without an interception. You've got Garrett Wilson, still their leading receiver. I think that's pretty cool.
390 yards, leads the team.
I think that's awesome. That's incredible. So which of those two would you say is the most quote-unquote impressive?
I think the interception stat is something we'll never see for the rest of our lives. Again, by accident, every team could get a pick. I think the teams that are in front of the Jets all have at least 7 interceptions on the year. The fact that a team with a defensive coach who was a Pro Bowl cornerback in his heyday, he's 4th all-time in Jet history in interceptions, could go 16 games and in all likelihood 17 games without a pick. It's mind-boggling. It's inexplicable. I don't know how anyone could explain that one stat.
So let's stay here for a moment, just because we like to, bask in our own misery, if you will. Worst December point differentials in NFL history atop the list, the 2025 New York Jets, minus 107. It's pretty good.
History.
Because Aaron Glenn this week said, the Jets, the players, have bought into the foundation. So, don't let the numbers get in the way of what the players are buying into. Minus 107 in the month of December. That's not great. They're 0-5 in games against divisional opponents. Their point differential in those division games, minus 95. It's just amazing. And I listened to Rich Cimini on DPH on Rosenberg this morning, and we know he's covered the Jets for quite some time. He says this is up there as one of the worst seasons that he's ever seen.
By every metric, it is. And Rich, I heard the interview this morning with the guys, said it's the 3rd worst Jets team he's ever covered. Again, I think as Jet fans, many of us are very desensitized to just how bad it is. So we just accept, it's just all bad. This is actually a historic level of ineptitude that we're watching. They started 0-7. No Jet coach in their first year has ever gotten off to worse than an 0-4 start. Glenn started 0-7. Then, when they won a couple games after the trades, it was, they're still playing hard for him. Then they came out against the Miami Dolphins after winning 3 of 5 with some luck certainly involved in some unbelievable special teams things that don't happen, like 2 returns touchdowns in a game to beat Cleveland, right? They show up against the Dolphins. They're down 21-0 in the first quarter. And from that point on, when you look at what's happened, there is nothing you could point to that tells you this coach, these players have any idea where the direction needs to be for the franchise. So in a year that seemingly only has gotten worse, why wouldn't I expect, based on what we just saw against the Patriots, for the Jets to absolutely lay down on Sunday and get blown out again? I don't care if it's Trubisky for the entire game. It doesn't matter right now when Aaron Glenn's questioning the effort, which is saying that his players quit, then walking it back a day later. Jermaine Johnson scoffing at questions about that. I think he's lost the team, Ty, and I think Sunday's going to be really interesting. Because while the game means nothing, if they quit, if they get embarrassed again, I wonder if internally Woody Johnson wakes up and realizes we're never winning a damn thing with this coach.
So you bring up Aaron Glenn and what he said to the media. So he was asked to reflect on what has been a miserable season. Here's Aaron Glenn.
So I really go back and start to really look at this whole season. Not doing a deep dive into self-reflection just yet, but just start to look at myself, this team. Why am I here? And the expectations that we all had before. And I'm excited about what I go for. This has not been the season that we all wanted. I understand that. But I tell you, there's some things that I really like about what we did. There's some things that we know we have to fix. But I'm excited about going into this game, all right, starting this game and then moving on from this game, going to the offseason of, I don't want to say rebuilding, but looking at this team and how we're going to get this team in a place to where, again, the fans are proud of, we're all proud of, and moving forward. So I'm looking forward to that.
There's nothing to be proud of. At no point this season did I watch the Jets, who do have 3 wins against backup quarterbacks, and thought to myself, I'm proud of the product. I'm proud of where it's trending. And I always hated this parallel to the Detroit Lions, which felt lazy to me because it was, well, Aaron Glenn was part of the culture building there. Maybe it translates because you know what helped turn it around in Detroit? They had an excellent head coach. Now, people might have soured on him because of, they're missing the playoffs and how he blew the NFC Championship game, but he's a really good damn head coach. You know what didn't happen for Detroit in year one of this turnaround? They didn't fire their defensive coordinator. They didn't have their starting quarterback get benched. There wasn't this much chaos. So this idea that we can look to the Lions as far as like the perfect parallel as to why Jet fans can be encouraged going forward just never made sense to me, especially when, not to mention, they had their quarterback, a former number 1 overall pick who did play in a Super Bowl.
The Detroit Lions have nothing to do with the New York Jets. The 21 Lions versus the 2025 New York Jets aren't similar at all. But let's play along because Glenn, I'm sure, will reference that as a way to try and say, well, look what happened with them. The Lions in that second year, they finished 9-8. Do the Jets have any chance of having a winning season next year, even going 8-9? Does anyone actually see that happening based on what you have seen this year? By the way, that Lions team in 2021, after their bye week, they finished the year 3-4-1. The Jets have done the total opposite. They have been outscored in the month of December worse than any team in league history. 153-46 over their last 4 games alone. Like, we don't need to pretend what we're watching here, Jet fans, is normal. I was in Houston doing afternoon radio on the ESPN station there when David Culley was the Texans head coach. I know what a one-and-done coach looks like, and Culley actually won 4 games compared to Glenn, who's going to likely finish with 3. I saw what that looked like. I saw the expressions and the different catchphrases at the press conference. I saw him lose the team. And that team had Davis Mills as its quarterback, and we all saw it. Glenn picked Justin Fields, gave him $30 million guaranteed, said we signed him because he was tough to game plan against. He picked Steve Wilks. He went out there and said, we're running the Wilks system. You're the head coach. You're supposed to oversee all of this. You're supposed to make improvements. The only thing he could point to is the special teams, because you listened to Mike Westhoff, who recommended Chris Banjo. Great. That's not enough. You have 3 wins. And he highlighted the penalties the other day too, Ty. They went from 31st in penalties last year to 23 this year. Great. Who cares? At the end of the day, Jacksonville's number 1 in penalties committed. Denver's 4. Chicago is 6. We need to rethink how we even determine how big of a deal penalties are. Like, it's some improvement, but it's not the end-all, be-all. It doesn't make up for the fact you're a national embarrassment or you're a 3-win team with one of the worst point differentials in the history of the Jets.
That's the point. If you were a competent team that appeared to be heading in the right direction, I could look at a jump from 31st to 23rd in penalties as something to be positive about, because you and I watch every single snap of every game, and we have crushed this team for just mind-boggling, series-ending penalty or series-extending penalties that just drove you nuts. But because you're so awful, because you do nothing right outside of special teams, it's hard for me to sit here and say, you know what? We won't be having this same conversation next year.
And you bring up special teams, right? Isaiah Williams today was voted the Jets team MVP, the Curtis Martin Award winner. And I'm not trying to knock him because his story is amazing. And hand up, when they brought him back after they cut him after the Miami Dolphins debacle on Monday Night Football, I said, what are they doing? He has proved me wrong. Good job by Glenn and Banjo. He's been great. He deserved the award. Awesome. But what does it say about your franchise?
Yes.
When your MVP voted on by your teammates is a guy who was cut earlier this year. That's got to be, I haven't had Elias Sports Bureau or ESPN Research check this. This has got to be the first time that a team MVP for an NFL team was cut during that season. Like, you can't make it up. So, like, what are we talking about here? There's no positives from the year. Anyone telling you they have positives, they're lying to you. Ask yourself this question, Jet fans. What does Aaron Glenn do well as a head coach? Gase won 7 games his first year. He did. And the one thing I could say about Gase, and he was terrible. The opening drives were pretty good. They scored. Like, there's not one redeemable quality about Aaron Glenn as a head coach at this point. So, yes, he played for the Jets 30 years ago, but we need to separate our love for him as a player and the respect we have for him wanting this job and just be honest. Do you want this guy picking the quarterback? Do you want this guy trying to set the foundation for what's to come? Why would a top DC coordinator want to work for this guy if he's already on the hot seat? Why would any quarterback want to be here? It's just, why would free agents want to come here without grossly overpaying? It is a mess, and he was supposed to change a lot of it and show signs of positivity in the right direction in year one, and none of that has happened at this point.
You also don't help yourself, and I kept hammering this for months. I was hammering this because fans love to pretend they see a coach dunk on the media. Oh, Rich Cimini, he's been a negative. He's been covering the Jets. He's been negative. That stuff actually matters because you can't be both unlikable and bad. Like, to your point about having a redeemable quality, fair or unfair, we can afford you some benefit of the doubt if you're a nice guy. So when you walk in here pretending you're the second coming of Bill Parcells, who I know you idolize, that's not going to work when you're 3-14 and your team is a disaster. And so this started, and folks called me, an Aaron Rodgers homer. Say what you want. The fact that they handled that exodus the way that they did, to me, was unprofessional, and it just was unnecessary because it made no sense. He didn't coach Rodgers. It felt like he was trying to
make it personal.
But for what? You didn't coach him. You weren't here last year. If you're trying to create a culture, I would imagine the first thing you want to do is show the locker room, yes, we're going to hold people accountable, but we're also going to do it in a respectful way. We're not going to disrespect a future Hall of Fame, a 4-time league MVP, one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. It was so mind-boggling to me, and people thought it's no big deal. Screw Aaron, send him off. But following that up with the combativeness with the media week after week after week, the silly reindeer games about, Tyrod Taylor, Justin Fields, we need a competitive advantage, as if, Vrabel was losing sleep at night over that. It was just so ridiculous to me, and he has since changed his tune, but I never understood it. And this feels like one of the worst seasons I've ever seen, as a Jet fan. And if you asked me, what's more likely? Aaron Glenn turns this thing around, or we're here next year having the same conversation? I'm going with the latter because history tells me a coach like this and a season like this, there is no turnaround that they're on the cusp of having.
The numbers back it up. 4 of the last 17 coaches that started 0-6 or worse actually made the playoffs with their respective teams. One of those coaches is Zach Taylor, who I don't even think is a great coach. He happens to have a Hall of Fame quarterback at Joe Burrow. Sure, we could point to Dan Campbell, but we want to bet on outliers. And again, what does Aaron Glenn do well as a head coach? We know he gets his daily hug from Woody Johnson. Woody said that the last time he publicly spoke. And then after that, what exactly happens? Because he said we're running the Wilkes defense. We know he has nothing to do with the offense. I don't understand how anyone could point to anything of real progress. He lauded the fact they haven't had any field goals blocked. That came up in his list of the 4 things.
It's so embarrassing.
That's where we're at. The bar shouldn't be this low. And I get it. Oh, Jake, they're tanking. What do you expect? The warning signs were there all summer, and then they started 0-7.
They also didn't start the season by trying to tank.
They tried to win. That's why they split Rodgers' cap hit over 2 years to have more money to spend on this year's team. That's why they gave Fields $30 million and grossly overpaid and said he's going to play quarterback. We're going to coach him up. You know how offensive that must be for Mike Tomlin to hear? They had the audacity, or as they say on this show, the unmitigated gall to say publicly, hey, Justin Fields has never been coached up properly. He went 4-2 under Mike Tomlin last year, and Mike Tomlin still benched him for a washed Russell Wilson that every Giant fan could speak to.
Who lit the Jets up in Week 7 last year. How
it's
funny
unreal.
Was that? All of this, and people are excited to hear from Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg once they get back. I love Don. I think he is a tremendous talent. All of this that we just said in the first 18 minutes of the show leads to why I was so disappointed and so frustrating just a couple of weeks ago listening to my man Don LaGreca say this.
I think there's a certain fan base, that a certain amount of this fan base, a percentage of this fan base, that for some ungodly reason thought this team was going to win 8 games. And now they're ticked off and want Aaron Glenn to be the guy that failed them. No, I think you failed assessing that this team could be that good. I never thought it. Alan never thought it. I don't think the Jets thought it. But we were taking calls in the summer. Hey, I think this team could be a 7-8 win team. I think it'd be alive in December.
Yeah, I remember.
I don't know why you thought that.
So that presupposes that the only people in the fan base who are irate right now are Jet fans who thought they could win 7 or 8 games, which we know is wholly untrue.
Yep.
Because there are a bunch of Jet fans who I hang out with, who I've spoken to, or I've taken calls from, that said, yeah, I didn't have any expectations, but this is still troubling to me. To watch them be this bad, you could make the case, and it's not a very hard one to make, this is the worst team in football. The single worst team in the NFL. So all of the questions that we had coming into Aaron Glenn's tenure have just magnified. And it's not only coming from those who thought they could have a pretty good season, who thought Justin Fields could become a semblance of what he was expected to be. That's just not true. So I can be mad at Aaron Glenn even if I had zero expectations because that's how bad this thing has been.
He said it. He said it. He took shots at Robert Saleh's coaching staff. He referenced the fact they had the lead in the fourth quarter 7 times a year ago and blew a franchise record 7 games in the fourth quarter. Again, the Jets last year were not a 5-win team if they had a better kicker. How many games did Greg Zuerlein cost them? If they had Nick Folk this year on last year's team, they probably are a 7, if not 8-win team conservatively. They had the worst kicking situation in the NFL. Go back and look. It changed everything last year. And that's not to say last year's team was good or we didn't overrate some of the talent. But again, entering this year, Ty, they had 8 of their 11 starters back. They had an experienced defensive coordinator Glenn couldn't wait to hire. Glenn himself, a defensive coach. They had a former first-team All-Pro on all 3 levels of their defense. And the defense through the first 7 games of the year was off to the worst start in franchise history. There's so many red flags. And again, the only argument people make for retaining this head coach is, it's only a year, or who would come here? Again, that is just an admission that he's not the guy. No one can actually make a real football case why Aaron Glenn should get a second year. Not when you talk the way he did, and everything he promised has been an unmitigated disaster. He said they're here to win now and going forward. He's the one who said, get used to winning, it's all I know. He's the one who signed Fields, hired Wilkes. He's the one who didn't know how long the game-winning field goal was in London. He's the one who said the last 4 minutes of each half belong to the head coach. And they've been horrific all year in that spot. How about the 2 fake punts this past game against New England? He's going for it. Fake punts twice on the same drive inside the 50-yard line. If he's not trying to win, why is he doing that? If he's not trying to win, why did he fire Steve Wilkes? So for the tanking people, enough. He's not qualified to oversee the selection of a quarterback and rebuild this coaching staff after how bad this year has been.
You know what drove me nuts in that game last week? So Drake May is on his way to a perfect first half passer rating. But that almost got interrupted when Jordan Clark deflects the pass and they're 3rd and 7. The Jets are coming off the field on defense. Their offense is about to, get a chance to score some points. And this dude is in Stephon Diggs' face celebrating. Got hit with a taunting penalty. So, of course, Drake May then marches them down the field to score a touchdown. Like, those are symptoms of not just a bad football team, but a poorly coached one.
And guess what?
So this idea that they have bought into a foundation when there's no proof of concept based on results, it's just lunacy to me. The fact that you are getting torched, and Drake May might be the MVP. He's a second-year quarterback in your building, absolutely annihilating your defense, and you've got this dude celebrating when you're down 32-3 at that point.
And Ty, guess how many snaps Jordan Clark missed after that incident?
0.
I thought Aaron Glenn's holding people accountable.
No,
I thought Aaron Glenn's Mr. Accountability.
It's Rich Cimini he wants to hold accountable.
And
because that's important.
It drives me crazy because I covered David Culley in Houston. I've seen exactly what this looks like. And people acting like, if you get rid of a head coach after a year, it sets you back. Can I give you some names real quick?
Let's do it.
All right. These are the last one-and-done head coaches since 2018. Gerard Mayo, replaced by Mike Vrabel, made the playoffs. Antonio Pierce, replaced by Pete Carroll. He's probably going to get fired, but at least they have the number 1 pick. They'll be able to get a quarterback. Frank Reich, replaced by Dave Canales. If he wins Saturday, a.k.a. tomorrow, they're in the playoffs. Lovie Smith, replaced by DeMeco Ryans, in the playoffs. Nathaniel Hackett, replaced by Sean Payton, in the playoffs. Urban Meyer, replaced by Doug Peterson, made the playoffs that first year. Freddie Kitchens, replaced by Kevin Stefanski, made the playoffs. Steve Wilkes, replaced by Cliff Kingsbury, made the playoffs. Chip Kelly, replaced by Kyle Shanahan, made the playoffs. So there's this idea that you set the franchise back if you make a coach one and done. It's actually the opposite. You actually have a better chance under just recent NFL history to hire the next guy who actually could get you to the playoffs during his tenure as the coach.
It would almost, and actually not even almost, I'm quite certain it would be better if there was no pre-existing relationship between the current head coach and the organization, because part of it has to be Woody's like, man, he's
one of
played
us
for the Jets, once a Jet, always a Jet. Like, we can't just sever ties because of the history there. So, I mean, listen, we are going to allow you guys to vent. Hit us up, 800-919-3776, on Twitter, at DHR on ESPN, at Jake Asman, at Ty D. Butler. Or if you're watching us on YouTube, hit us up in the comments. But painfully, Woody Johnson's not firing him, so we just have to hope and pray they get this thing right.
That always works.
And
I've done a lot of hoping the last 15 years.
We're made to look foolish for ever questioning this guy. Ty Butler, Jake Asman, we are with you until 7 o'clock. For Fraud Alert Friday, coming at you at 4:30. NFL Picks, that's at 5:45. ENN, led by our guy Anthony Pusick, at 6 o'clock. Ty Butler, Jake Asman, filling in on DHR, going until 7 o'clock right here on 880 ESPN and streaming live on YouTube.
St. John's continues Big East play against Providence at MSG. Coverage begins tomorrow at 11:40 on 880 ESPN and the ESPN New York app.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code USA to get up to a $5 per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code USA to get up to a $5 per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code USA.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Hey there, guys. Good afternoon. Happy Friday and Happy New Year. And overall, a happy ride on the LIE eastbound getting through Queens. Much lighter than normal, just a bit bunched up between Maurice Avenue and the Grand Central. After that, looking good heading into Nassau County. Inbound George Upper Deck going to run you about 15 to 20 minutes. Lower level, about a 10 to 15-minute ride. Heaviest delays to the outbound side. Cross Bronx westbound, bumper to bumper from White Plains Road on through. No big issues on the Henry Hudson and West Side Highway heading in that direction. Outbound Lincoln will run you about 5 to 10. Outbound Hahn 10 to 15. Stop and go on the West Shore northbound right before the Staten Island Expressway. Crash on the left shoulder causing some delays. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you can put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
New York Presbyterian treats more heart patients than any other hospital in New York. From common to complex conditions, our cardiologists and heart surgeons are pioneers in advanced heart care, leading the way in minimally invasive treatments for faster recovery times. Find a doctor at nyp.org/heart. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. New York Presbyterian Hospital based on U.S. News and World Report 2025 to 2026 Cardiology, Heart, and Vascular Surgery Rankings.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
All right, Game Time brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time...
It's Tully time! It's Tully time!
All right, the Knicks, who have not lost back-to-back games since Halloween, host the Hawks tonight. No Trae Young. What's Trae Young in his career against the Knicks? I have that written down somewhere. Trae Young, 7-18 against the Knicks. So Knicks fans, no chance to hurl insulting chants and comments at him tonight. He will not be playing. But you do have coverage immediately following us on 880 at 7. The Rangers, they face the Panthers. Anthony going to be locked into the Winter Classic. I mean, riveted. So no Nick viewing for you tonight, just all Rangers?
As always.
The Knicks are better, though. The Knicks might win the title. You're going to miss out on the experience.
But that doesn't matter to me.
It's like you don't know him.
He really doesn't. We've worked together for so long, and he has no idea who I am.
It's not
Jake,
that.
It's really disappointing. You would know the answer to that question, and we've worked less together.
I would. You are a diehard Rangers fan. You want to watch how the ice in Miami is going to work out for a Winter Classic.
I can't wait for Justin Dowling on the third. How the third line looks with Justin Dowling at center, because half the team is dead and sick.
I just thought 2026 we get a new version of Anthony Pusick, a new and improved version.
You were sadly mistaken.
Yeah, very, very mistaken. So you got the Winter Classic coverage on 1050. Starting at 7:30, into the Nets coming off of their loss last night to Kevin Durant and the Rockets visit the Wizards at 7. So that should be a fun game. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoy Tullamore Dew responsibly. Before we get to the phone calls at 800-919-3776, at what point do we get worried about Jacob?
What specifically are we worried about him for?
Well, because last week, he said he was not going to cut his hair. And sometimes I go full conspiracy theory, and I think that there are some other things at play. He looks really good today. You think he's got like a job interview set up?
So you're going job interview.
He goes from, like, I'm not cutting my hair, like I might let this thing grow for a year, to fresh cut.
I thought maybe you were going to go down does he have a new woman in his life, perhaps?
Well, that's
I don't know if you're a single guy, Jacob?
I'm a single guy.
So maybe there's someone new in the mix.
No,
you think he went out New Year's Eve and hopped in someone's DMs?
Was that you on TV with the ball dropping in the adult diaper? I thought I recognized someone.
So I'm concerned. Are you sure you're with us
Oh.
for the foreseeable future?
Oh yeah, I'm with you. I'm not going
You're
anywhere.
not gonna go full Lane Kiffin?
No, this was just same conspiracy why I cut my head last year when I had the braids and everything.
'Cause I tend to take people at their word, but then the conspiracy brain.
He's writing on a napkin over there. I don't know what he's writing on that napkin, but
what's going on?
I resign as
as
Belichick Perry over there.
BO of DHR. That'll be a good one. 800-919-3776. Before we get to the phone calls, I just think that we're going to get to a point where this conversation becomes pointless. I just don't envision a world in which Woody Johnson decides to punt on a head coach that he gave a 5-year contract to and that he trusted not just to coach the team, but to essentially run the entire organization because Darren Mougie's like his sidekick. So as angry as we are, we can be fired up. We can have a venting therapeutic session. He's not going anywhere.
That's the problem, right? Because a real organization would recognize their mistake and do something about it, a la what Robert Kraft did to Gerard Mayo last year. Like, that's what a real organization
But isn't
would do.
the flaw in that, and I'll let you finish, comparing the Jets to a well-run Patriots team or organization?
It's fair, but there's other teams that did it. I mean, I was in Houston when they had a preacher running the organization. They fired David Culley, hired
You're
Lovie
not a fan
Smith.
of preachers?
Well, they probably shouldn't be the ultimate decision maker of an NFL franchise, as Jack Easterby was. But hey, to each of their own. Again, D'Amico took that job. There were plenty of people who wanted the job when Arizona became available, right? You have the number 1 pick, and that's why I actually think if you're going to do it, the reason why you do it now is Jets are set up with a top 3 pick, 5 first-round picks over the next 2 years, over $100 million in cap space each of the next 2 years. Like, you could build the team the way you want to build it. You have all the resources, plus Garrett Wilson's here. You could bring Brees back. You already have 2 bookend tackles on the left and right side. Tippmann's under contract still. He's a really good guard. You're not completely bereft of talent for a rookie quarterback to be stepping into. Plus, you got Mechie and Mitchell. Like, it's not – obviously the roster needs work, but the Jets are discussed like this is an expansion-level roster. It's not even the defense following the Sauce and Quinnen deals. You know what drives me crazy? For all when they were winning the games after the trade deadline, well, we got to give Glenn credit. They're playing hard. Look at the defensive players that are still on this team, though. Tremaine Johnson, Jamian Sherwood, Quincy Williams, Harrison Phillips, Brandon Stevens, Jawan Briggs. They've had Will McDonald for every game until this past week when they put him on IR. So, yeah, they don't have Sauce. They don't have Quinnen. Is it really too much to ask for the Jets to not have the worst December in the history of the NFL? Is it really too much to ask for them to not be outscored 153-46? To get beat by an average of 38-11? Are we really asking for that much? Like, that's the problem. He's a defensive coach. They don't have 1 interception. His big decisions with Wilkes, Fields, so on and so forth, the free agent signings, you can go down the line. It all backfired, and he's moved the goalposts so many times. How could Woody Johnson objectively feel good about letting this guy oversee Dante Moore, Fernando Mendoza, or whoever? It's not going to work. We've seen this so many times.
I just love when people pretend like Justin Fields. They didn't really expect much. They gave him $30 million guaranteed. Now I get commensurate with or compared to other quarterbacks, it's not a lot of money, but $30 million guaranteed in year 1 to a quarterback that was your starter
and handed him the job without competition.
Without any competition.
When Glenn said it's all about competition, Joe Tippmann had to compete for the starting center job this summer. What? But Justin Fields, who's in his 5th year and has done nothing but lose as an NFL quarterback, doesn't?
There's just a lot of revisionist history when folks
The
are
win
like,
total was 6.5, by the way. People act like it was 1 or 2.
Yeah, Vegas
FanDuel
had
it at 6.5.
Well, actually, they were tanky. No, they weren't. They were forced into it because all of the decision-making and lack of production that led to the 0-7 start to the season. And so it is going to become what did you expect when the head coach literally told you to expect a team you could be proud of. Brandon Stevens did not practice. He's dealing with the neck injury. Stigger's already been ruled out, so the Jets will be down a couple of defensive players in a game that, quite honestly, no one wants to see them win. I just toyed with this idea. Josh Allen's probably going to play the first snap to keep his consecutive game streak alive and then hand the baton over to Mitch Trubisky. Nothing would be same old Jets more than Mitch Trubisky throwing 3 interceptions. Aaron Glenn gets to break out his sideline celebration. They drop down to 7th in the draft. Like that would be same old Jets.
Fly with them Jets. And then he's going to say in the postgame, he's going to say, look, 2025 was a tough one for us, but we're undefeated in the new year, baby.
Yeah, and then you'll hear Rudy say,
I hug him every day.
So it's just, I am deathly, like, that would drive me crazy.
Oh, I'll go nuts.
If they win this game on Sunday, it would drive me crazy.
There's just no way they will, though. That's the thing.
Say that again, but it's the Jets.
I know, but it's the last game at Ralph Wilson Stadium. Breece Hall is probably not playing. They're starting Brady Cook for another game. I think the defensive players clearly quit on him. I guess it could happen because it is the Jets. But we've been saying, this would be the game they win, right? The Saints game, this is the game they win, right? Bryce Petty beating the Niners a couple of years ago. The Greg Zuerlein kick to beat the Washington Commies a few years ago. Like, there's examples that you could point to. That would have happened already by now, I feel like. I guess it could still happen. It is the Jets.
No, they
but I
wait
think they're going to
until
get
week
destroyed.
18 to do it when Josh is not going to play.
I think they get killed.
Yeah, if they get killed by Bills backups, man, what's the conversation going to be like 7:30 on Sunday night? 800-919-3776. Let's start with Jaquan. He's calling us from New Jersey. Jaquan, what up, man? Happy New Year. Talk to us.
Yeah, what's going on, Ty? What's going on, Jake? Happy New Year to you guys.
What's up,
baby? Look, I'm a Jets fan. I'm a diehard Jets fan, but I got to keep it real. This is why people hate the Jets fans. This is why they hate the Jets. They laugh at it. Because we sitting up here getting mad at a coach that, one, doesn't have a quarterback. And, yes, he did bring in Justin Fields.
Jaquan, stop right there. I'm going to let you finish. The coach handpicked this quarterback this past offseason. Let's stop acting like Justin Fields was inherited or someone held a gun to Aaron Glenn's head. It was his decision to give him $30 million guaranteed. You may continue.
Yeah. All right, yeah, he brought it in. But we got to stop acting like Justin Fields is not the most bipolar quarterback in the game.
Again,
my man will
it
have
was their decision to bring him
passing.
in. Okay.
He will have 250 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, and the next game he can't connect to a receiver 4 yards away.
Jaquan, he's never played worse, though. As bad as he might have been in Chicago or Pittsburgh last year, 4-2. He's never been worse as a Jet. That's coaching.
My cousin is a Bears fan. One of my best friends is a Bears. They hated Justin Fields. We don't watch the game, so we don't see how bad it was. But I know people
Jaquan, you are doing this weird thing that people tend to do when they actually think that they're helping their case, but they're hurting it. Despite all of the criticism of Justin Fields, and you just laid out, you called it bipolar. I wouldn't use that, but sure, you laid that out. They decided to sign him. They gave him $30 million guaranteed. This is not helping your case.
We have the worst owner in the game. He pushed Aaron Rodgers out. We act like we had quarterbacks lined up to come to the Jets. We don't have options like that. Y'all act like we have options at head coach. We had a retread as Rex Ryan. People going crazy for that. This is the only guy that wanted the job. We got to get a quarterback. At the end of the day, that's the issue.
You don't want this guy picking the quarterback, Jaquan. They have their quarterback coach is a former running back. That's who Glenn hired, Charles London. Look it up. Google him. Look at his resume. What has Tanner Engstrand shown you that he has any clue how to develop a quarterback? What have you seen? You do not get this many chances when you make this many mistakes. It's egregious.
You're making my point now. The point was Mike Vrabel used it just to get bread, to get more money.
Like
Nobody wants to coach
Forget Vrabel. They could have hired Brian Flores. They didn't even interview Mike McCarthy. They could have hired Brian Flores. He was my preference of the candidates they actually spoke to. Don't get me started with the fakakta list that was, but Mike Loxley of Maryland, the head coach there, one of the candidates. They did, again, Jaquan, I understand part of your point is he needs a quarterback. Yes, but how did we get here? So much of how we got here was Aaron Glenn taking a situation that was not ideal and making it a million times worse. We cannot just excuse that. And forget just the offense. They should not be this bad on defense. They are historically bad defensively. They don't have an interception all year. It's never happened in the history of the NFL. That's what we're talking about. There's so many red flags. Wake up.
800-919-3776. I should have asked him, and this is a bad job by me. I should have asked him what his win total expectation was coming into the season. And now, I don't know if he would have been honest, but even the most pessimistic Jet fan. And that's the point here, and why I got so frustrated with Don. Even the most pessimistic Jet fan did not envision what Rich Cimini called one of the bottom 3 seasons in Jet history coming into it.
He said it was the coat-tight season of 1995. He said it was the Gase season of 2020. You and I were old enough to experience that as true diehards.
2 wins.
And then this year.
And I worked at the Jet broadcast that year. 800-919-3776. We're fired up, baby.
This team, like, again, it just feels like we care more than the owner does, and I think that's the most disheartening part. That this fan base is so great, so passionate. We've had nothing for 15 straight years. They have one winning season during this playoff drought, and it just feels like if they retain this coach, we're going to be doing the coaching search a year from now anyway, so be proactive for once and recognize a mistake and own it and do what's in the best interest of whoever the young quarterback is they are about to take.
Keep them coming in the YouTube comments. We love it. Keep them coming on the phone lines at 800-919-3776 and on Twitter and Instagram at Ty D. Butler, at Jake Asman, at DHR and ESPN. We're going till 7 o'clock. Yo, Giant fans, we will get to you in a moment because there's a ton to talk about with this team. Sounds like Joe Shane's coming back. Mike McCarthy, do you want him? How about Sunday Night Football? Loser getting to coach the Giants. So a whole lot to do. We've got Fraud Alert Friday. We have the NFL picks. We have ENN. We're streaming live on YouTube. It's lit. Ty Butler, Jake Asman till 7 right here on 880 ESPN and the ESPN New York app.
FanDuel Friday is turning it up with NBA Happy Hour. Every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern, FanDuel is dropping limited-time specials to get you in the zone. Boosts, bonuses, surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. This isn't just another promo, it's your weekly pregame. NBA Happy Hour every Friday, 6 to 7:30 Eastern, only on FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Visit FanDuel.com/local to grab your reward before the clock expires. 21 and over and physically present in New York, opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration. Leg requirements and max wager amounts. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
The Wiz is kicking off the new year with a ton of free winners. Tune into the Fine Line Saturday at 8 a.m. It's a battle for the #1 seed when Seattle takes on San Francisco. Plus, it's do or die for Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Who is going to the playoffs? In basketball, it's a doubleheader at the Garden with St. John's tipping it off, and then the Knicks host the 76ers. Plus, we'll have soccer and hockey winners. Follow The Wiz on Instagram at Joe Wiz Sports. It's the best bet in town. The Fine Line with Joe Wiz, Saturday at 8 a.m. Be ready to win.
Hey, New York and New Jersey. Commitment issues? No problem. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $25 a month forever, as in for life. Switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, you may experience slower speeds. Pay $25 a month as long as you stay on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Avatar Fire and Ash has arrived.
I am the fire!
Get your 3D tickets now for the greatest chapter of the biggest saga in history.
Whatever happens, protect this family.
Critics rave it's by far the best Avatar movie.
If your father and I do not return, you go as far and as fast as you can.
Movies don't get any bigger than this. Avatar Fire and Ash, rated PG-13, now playing.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope, it's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Butler Jake Asman going to a 7 o'clock. How's 2026 treating you so far?
You know, it's so far so good. I would say it's been the best year of my life through a day.
Wow. Well, that's not saying much.
Well, that's only a day so
It's
far.
only a day,
Day
man.
2. Yesterday was fun. Watched the college football.
How about
Ate
that?
some good food, hanging out.
Wait, so do we feel like it's better or worse to have, because that's a high bar now. You said it's the best start to a year so far. So like some line of thinking is like it can only get worse.
Unfortunately, it can only get worse. But that doesn't mean there won't be some great memories and moments along the way.
Now, did you live up to your nomenclature, the Ass Man, on New Year's Eve?
You know what? Let me tell you. This was the first time since I was probably 10 or younger that I didn't even make it to the ball dropping at midnight. Didn't make it. I watched the Miami-Ohio State game. The game ends. I was watching the SVP post game. And next thing I know, I woke up, the alarm's going off at 5 a.m. And
the alarm went off
That's
this time.
right. The iPad alarm went off.
That's
My
great.
phone alarm went off. We got a new phone charger, thankfully. And then as Mr. Renan would put it, the vibrator alarm clock went off too.
I was going to ask you, so you're a vibrator guy?
The pulsating alarm clock.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
Have you received it yet?
Oh, I got it.
It's good?
Oh, I've used it.
10 out of 10 would recommend?
I'd say 12 out of 10.
Wow.
I mean, it wakes you up.
12 is pretty good. You can't go wrong with the 12 vibrator.
It was extraordinary. I did that 6 to 9 show New Year's Day.
6
right
to
into
9.
you.
So we're just diving all into it. No holds
I feel like
barred.
I'm working with Rick right now.
That's just what we're doing. 800-919-3776. It's great to be with you today. Last time we worked together was Thanksgiving Day. Phenomenal show. I came up on my time hop the other day that we did New Year's Day 2 years ago.
I think we had Rex and Nick Wright on that day.
Is that so?
I believe, because I think it fell on a Monday.
And then you said some mean things about Nick on Twitter, which I don't think he appreciated.
When did during the interview or after?
No, I think because you do your YouTube show, And
Yes.
Nick might have said something about the Jets that you didn't
Well,
like.
he was a huge Rodgers hater, so I
Yeah.
played one of his opinions and probably.
And then you
pushed
said
back on
something
it.
like Nick, like you titled it like Nick's foolish take on whatever it
Yeah,
was.
probably.
And I don't think
Was he mad about that?
I just don't think it was great.
Interesting. Well, if Nick, if you're listening, I apologize. I'm just passionate, not personal. I respect you as a human. I just disagree with your sports opinion.
800-919-3776. How about we hit Derek in Manhattan? He's got some draft options for the New York Jets. Great time for that. What's up, Derek?
Yeah. Hey, Ty. Hey, Jake. Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year, man. What's going on?
What's
Talk
up,
to
Derek?
us.
Yeah, so I wanted to hear your thoughts on some of these college quarterbacks, what the potential draft class will look like, and if you guys think any of these guys is a potential good match for the New York Jets. Thanks for the time, guys.
Well, who are the quarterbacks?
Are you going to give us the quarterbacks?
Well, yeah, just your thoughts on, who might be coming out. Like, obviously, Fernando Mendoza, Dante Moore, the kid from Ole Miss.
Well, I mean, here's the bottom line, right? I think the Jets are going to be ultra aggressive in getting a quarterback. The question is, no matter who they take, do you feel confident in the way this organization is set up for Aaron Glenn to ultimately have the final say? Because we know, according to Woody, Muji's Glenn's sidekick, make that decision on the right quarterback for the Jets.
Yeah, and to answer your question more specifically, obviously the guy to have it guy right now feels like Fernando Mendoza, who I thought was sensational in that game yesterday. Dante Moore played pretty well. Ty Simpson, man, stock all the way down. And then you watched a couple of days ago Carson Beck, who, look, Miami didn't win that game because of Carson Beck.
Their defense was amazing.
Their defense was outstanding. They scored on defense. They rushed for, I believe it was 153 yards. Now he does have an opportunity, because they won that game, to string together some good or even one great performance. And we know this time of year, obviously it happens all the time, where all it takes is one, because we're just so thirsty for the quarterback. But hands down, the answer has to be Fernando Mendoza. It's just the Raiders going to end up with the number one pick, and I just think there's no chance they pass on him.
It just feels like it's Mendoza, then you have Dante Moore, who I still like. I didn't think he was bad yesterday. It wasn't special. And now everyone's going to be obsessed with Trinidad Chambliss, the Ole Miss QB, until we see what he does for an encore now in his next matchup, because he came out of nowhere.
Who 3 minutes ago, I was going to say 3 minutes ago, no one was talking about him.
You realize he played Division II football before transferring around? That's unbelievable.
Crazy. But, Dante Moore, you have questions about experience.
He's a one-year starter,
yeah.
Which would have been the same for Ty Simpson if he declares, which now that's uncertain.
Yeah.
Look, there's questions with all these quarterbacks. I feel the best about Mendoza because he's played the most, he's got the size, but we don't know. Like everyone's like, oh, there's no Joe Burrow, there's no Andrew Luck. Yeah, there usually never is. They said Trevor Lawrence was supposed to be that. It took him 5 years to start playing like the guy that they said he'd be right away. So much of it, as we've learned, is the coach and the infrastructure of the organization. My biggest fear and why I'm so critical of Glenn and doing the right thing that I believe is moving on is because we saw the Jets actually pick the right quarterback with Sam Darnold, but they failed him with the coach and the roster and everything that happened with Gase and those teams, that they actually picked the right guy, but we didn't know until years after. And I just don't want to make that same mistake if this organization drafts Dante Moore.
Did you have a fun first hour?
I can't believe the first hour is over already.
Care to do another one?
Let's do 3 more.
So let's do it. 800-919-3776. We return. We'll take your phone calls. I also want to get to the New York Giants, and I posed this to the Giant fans. If we put up the scenario of Sunday Night Football, Harbaugh versus Tomlin, winner goes to the playoffs, loser coaches the Giants, who are you rooting for in this game on Sunday night? Who do you want to see advance? Because that'll set up ultimately if you've got an opportunity to get the head coach. So we'll talk about that next, right here on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
FanDuel Friday is turning it up with NBA Happy Hour. Every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern, FanDuel is dropping limited time specials to get you in the zone. Boosts, bonuses, surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. This isn't just another promo, it's your weekly pregame. NBA Happy Hour every Friday, 6 to 7:30 Eastern, only on FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Visit FanDuel.com/local to grab your reward before the clock expires. 21 and over and physically present in New York, opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration. leg requirements, and max wager amounts. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite award show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. A jacuzzi bath system fits in your existing tub space. It's a no-mess installation with an amazing style selection, factory-certified installers, and a limited lifetime warranty. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599 right now and get 50% off installation with no interest and no payments for 12 months. Replace that old bathtub today with a walk-in shower for a safer bathing experience. If you have lived in your home for over 15 years, it's time to remodel your bathroom. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599. 800-717-4599.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
1 hour down, 3 more to go on this Football Friday. Ty Butler, Jake Asman with you until 7 o'clock. 800-919-3776. At Ty D. Butler, at Jake Asman, at DHR on ESPN. People having fun with the sexual innuendos in the chat. They love that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They love that stuff.
We run a clean family operation as a Disney-owned radio station.
Apparently, I got dumped a couple of times last week, which I thought was pretty soft on Anthony's part.
You got dumped?
Yeah, because I was simply referencing what Knick fan favorite Josh Hart did to Jalen Brunson during the NBA Cup trophy presentation, and apparently I'm not allowed to describe that intercourse.
What is the appropriate term?
I don't know.
Is there a PG-friendly term?
What can I say, Anthony?
Exactly what you just did is fine.
That's cool. I did call it intercourse because technically, would you
of the sexual relation kind?
Would you?
Can you say that? Am I being dumped for that? Probably not.
No.
Would you believe I was doing a show maybe the day after that happened, and some guy called up and was angry that Josh Hart did that. It's like Josh Hart's Jalen Brunson's wife should be offended. That was grotesque. It was disgusting.
Meanwhile, they're on a podcast laughing about it a week later.
And he was so irate. I couldn't. I eventually, in talking to him, figured out why he was so mad. But it's just interesting the level people go to and what they choose to be mad about.
Hey, by the way, congrats to Jalen Brunson, Eastern Conference Player of the Month for December.
Congrats, Brunson. Congrats, Jalen. We'll talk some Knicks later on in the show. Before we get to the Giants, maybe I'm just making this up or caring too much in a way that I shouldn't care. But the NFL has got to figure out Week 18 in a sense of, like, you have, like, the Eagles just ruled out 7 players The Bills are going to be resting guys. The Chargers aren't playing anyone. These are teams with technically still something to play for. Seeding, which creates chaos. Now, we know the games that matter on Saturday, Bucks, Panthers. You got Niners, Seahawks, and Steelers, Ravens. But technically, Bills, Jets should matter for Buffalo because they can get to as high as the 5 seed. The Chargers, that game should matter seeding-wise. But they're just deciding, you know what, we're just going to give ourselves a bye. And now there's not really a lot of intrigue in the 1 and 4 o'clock windows.
It's not great, and I don't really know what they could do because it kind of just played out that way based on the results from the prior week.
How do you entice teams to want to jump up, even with them not winning their division and not hosting? I guess that's the question.
But so much of it is matchup dependent, right? Like if a team felt like they had a clear advantage if they were the 5 seed playing this team versus staying as the 6 seed and having to go to this team, or the travel, like maybe there's a West Coast team that have to play if they lost, so if they win, they could be closer to home. Because either way, we're talking about the Bills being a wild card team.
So let me ask you this: of this, well, there are 8 teams vying for the 7 spots, but let's just say it stays as is 1 through 7 in the AFC. Which team do you say you would fear the least? Because I think there's an easy answer for me, and I'm rooting for this team.
Are we talking about like
just 1 through 7?
They've already clinched a playoff spot? Because Pittsburgh
just go 1 through 7
okay.
as right now. Let's remove Baltimore. Pittsburgh's in the 4 slot. Which team do you say is like the least scariest?
I think it kind of has to be Pittsburgh, no?
Exactly,
given their
right?
history.
So wouldn't you want to move up to the 5 seed to play a 41-year-old quarterback who's got a broken hand and a fractured left hand, is going to be coming off of a Sunday night game? Or like even if the Ravens get in, and I love Lamar, but he hasn't looked the same since coming back from the hamstring injury. They're kind of a mess right now on offense. Like, wouldn't you try to, as best as possible, get up to the 5 seed?
I think within reason. I think they value it. I don't think it's like they need it at all costs, because they did just go, because the other option, if they stay as the 7 seed, the Buffalo Bills would play the New England Patriots. And they just went into their building down 21-0 and came back and won.
Yeah.
And New England's unproven. They got Vrabel, but that roster hasn't had a ton of playoff experience that's on it. It's a younger team. So maybe that's part of the thinking. And honestly, the Bills could probably win if Josh Allen plays a quarter. Like, he's not on the injury report at all with any designation. Get through a quarter, get up 14-0 on the Jets. The backups are going to be able to will them to a win if they had to play the rest of the game from that point on.
And I guess you value, if you are Buffalo and Josh has the foot injury, if you're the Chargers and Herbert's dealing with the hand issue, you value the rest more than you do the seeding, because you'll think, like, I can beat any of these teams anywhere. And to your point, because of how the bracket is shaken out, you've got unproven quarterbacks at the top. You know, Bo Nix and Drake May, and then, you know, Trevor Lawrence, who has a playoff win under his belt, but still not a ton of experience. I just, as a diehard football fan, you know, closing out the season, would like to see more of these games on Sunday matter.
100%. Well, even the Saturday game, because of the Atlanta Falcons playing as well as they are, we thought it was a win and you're in for the Bucks and the Panthers. It's not, right? If Tampa wins, they still need some help with Atlanta losing for them to get the division. I believe that's the scenario.
Yes.
So, like, it's not even a true, like, win and you're in for both teams in that battle tomorrow.
How does the NFL screw that up?
You could blame the Falcons, I guess.
Well, they just didn't think the Falcons had any shot at beating the Rams.
Yeah, basically. Did you think the Atlanta Falcons were going to beat the Rams last Monday?
No, but, I mean, you're the NFL. You're supposed to have all of these scenarios figured out.
Well, what matchup could they have put there instead, right? They got Ravens-Steelers as the last game of the regular season. That's the Sunday night game.
But this is where you need, again, like the Chargers to value seeding and the Bills to value seeding, so you can still have a game of significance. And what would have been perfect is if Buffalo would have beaten Philly to stay alive for the AFC East, and now you have New England and Buffalo both, you know, battling for that seeding.
It's just one of those years. I feel like in the past you get more kind of like drama for the last game, but it's basically seeding. I mean, the 1 seed being on the line is a big deal with Sam Darnold being involved in that for the second year in a row. Seattle and the Niners. Like, that's a really intriguing game as well.
Ravens-Steelers, I mean, is incredible.
That's it. I mean, you got Aaron Rodgers. Lamar looks like he's going to play. Tomlin versus Harbaugh. There's a giant angle we're going to cover on the show today. Like, it's one of those years. I feel like this year, though, there's maybe more parity than we've had in a while, where it feels as wide open as any year I could think of in terms of who can actually get to a Super Bowl.
But even Philly's sitting 6 starters. I mean, they still can get the 2 seed. No, they're the defending champs. We don't care who we play.
Only one bye, though. Do they value the two?
To play Green Bay? Like, would I rather play the Rams, who could be the It's going to be an NFC West team. So it's Seahawks, Rams, or what's the other? Niners as the 6th seed. Would I rather play any of those teams, or would I rather play the Packers?
Packers are a tricky team because various points this year, I do a
great.
show with Mike Tannenbaum. He's like, they're the best team in the NFC, and at times they've looked like that. Without Parsons, are they the same team? Obviously not, but they're still good. I was shocked the Ravens just beat the what out of them on Saturday night.
Yeah,
football
backup
last week.
quarterback. But, I mean, Tucker Kraft out for the season, Micah. So you could argue they're best players on both sides of the ball, weapons-wise, on offense and Kraft, and then Micah out for the season. So they can be. Could you imagine if you're a Bears fan, and shout out to my guy Danny Parkins, diehard Bears fan, if this is the most excited you've been about a Bears team, since the 80s, right? And
you don't count the Jay Cutler teams?
no,
or the Rex Grossman Super Bowl team in 06?
Because you have your quarterback, it looks like. You have your head coach. Caleb's got a chance to become the first 4,000-yard passer in Bears franchise history. And all of that to get clipped by the 7-seed Packers in round 1. Like, just imagine how insane you'd feel if you're a Bears fan if that happened.
Oh, it'd be devastating. But the Bears, I guess if they drop to 3 and then they'd be matched up with
if they're going to
Rams.
beat the Lions, you'd figure they beat the Lions. If they beat the Lions, they clinch the 2 seed.
And if you're the 2, you'd play the 7, which now would be Green Bay. So that's
Losing
scary.
to Green Bay this year when you've had all this go right for you, all the fourth quarter wins, you've got your quarterback, your head coach, Green Bay looks like they're trending in the wrong direction, just would be a tough pill to swallow for my man Fran in Massapequa. Let's talk about the Giants. So reports are, despite Joe Shane being 21-45-1 as the general manager of this team, he's coming back. So I've got multiple questions here.
Why?
Why feels like it's just the set of circumstances. John Mara's dealing with, his illness, the cancer. It's just very unfortunate. So we wish him well. But on top of that, what happens if you get a head coach who just decides, I don't want Joe Shane as my general manager, and you love the head coach? Like, similar to what we saw in Jacksonville with Liam Cohen.
How badly do you want that coach, right? Like, let's say Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh, the loser, is actually available.
Yeah.
And you're the Giants and you want him. Why would John Harbaugh take a job and have to report to a general manager who is 6-27 over his last 2 years alone? There's just no way. It'd be very similar to what happened with Liam Cohen, who wasn't even as accomplished as those two future Hall of Fame coaches we just mentioned. But he said, I'm not taking this job unless I could pick my personnel guy I get to work with. They fired Trent Baalke, got rid of him. Could we see something similar with a power dynamic situation with one of these top coaches saying, I like the job, I like Dart, I like some of the players on the roster, it's New York, I don't want to work with Joe Shane. Would Joe Shane be willing to take a back seat to one of these top-of-the-line coaches? Like when Mike Vrabel got the Pats job, Elliott Wolf, their general manager, he remained on, but Vrabel got to bring one of his personnel people in with him and has final say on personnel, much like Glenn has for whatever reason with the Jets and Shanahan, Andy Reid, all the top coaches. Could that be the case where, hey, Shane's sticking around, but Mike Tomlin's going to bring in someone he likes, or Harbaugh's going to bring in one of his guys, and that's kind of the new dynamic of the organization.
So Joe Shane deserves credit for, Abdul Carter, right? Malik Neighbors, Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterbo. The Brian Burns trade was an A+ from Joe Shane. But then you have like the Deontay Banks and the Jalen Hyatt. So like there have been some home runs. There have been some swings and misses. But the biggest indictment of him is, Herm Edwards. You are what your record says you are. You're 21-45-1. So that's just not the resume of a guy who deserves to, after the organization told you failed in picking your first head coach, you get to pick a second one. Like that's just not something I think Joe Shane deserves. And what happens? Like, you're not going to fire him after this head coach's first season.
He's going to have to get an extension.
He's going to have to get an extension.
Right. He's on the last year of his deal.
And so it's just like, as attractive as this job is, and I preached last week like the Giants have the worst record in the NFL since 2017, so their fans have every reason to be discouraged. Anthony Pusick, I mean, you can't find a more dead Giant fan inside. But because you have the quarterback, because you have some blue chippers on this roster, it makes the head coaching job attractive. And if we want to do the exercise with the Jet parallels of why, you can look at the Lions and find some positivity there as far as what it can look like. Same thing with the Giants. With Chicago, who did this, had the quarterback in place, got a new head coach. Jacksonville, the Patriots, we keep talking about them. So if you believe you have the quarterback, it's still the New York Giants. That brand means something in the NFL. They should be able to get a pretty damn good head coach.
100%. And a really qualified general manager. And the one thing that I think is troublesome is we all understand John Mara has cancer. And, of course, that's more important than anything football-related. But if the reason why Joe Schoen is being retained is because the Giants don't feel like internally they're equipped to lead both a GM and coach search, that's unacceptable. The diagnosis for John Mara, they've known for a while. Again, it was his decision to remain in control of football operations. The Giants are worth $10 billion. So that can't be the reason why you're not going to make a general manager change. And using John Mara's health as an excuse why they wouldn't make a change, that's just a bad look for the Giant organization. Because, again, what does Joe Schoen do well as a GM? What has he shown you that he deserves a chance to pick a second coach? He hasn't done enough. It'd be a historic, much like our Jet conversation around if Glenn turned it around, it'd be a historic outlier. It's a historic outlier that Shane's even around to now pick another coach. GMs with his record, quite frankly, don't ever get that opportunity. I think it's only happened 4 times among guys who have had this win-loss record through 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, this precedent for being bad, getting the head coach wrong, and being able to select the next one. We saw Les Snead. That happened with him, Jason Light, out in Tampa Bay. So it's happened a couple of times, but there's just when you're at the Giants, man, you've been this bad for so long. You obviously you have to get it right, but it's to me it's a more attractive job if both of them are open.
Agreed.
It's way more attractive. But let me throw this at you, and I know you're not a Giant fan, but looking through the lens of the Giant fan, and if you're a Giant fan and you want to weigh in on this, hit us up in the comments or on the phone line, 800-919-3776. So we lay out the scenario, Steelers, Ravens. Okay, winner goes to the playoffs. Loser is now available. And I don't think anyone's getting fired because that's disrespectful to do to a coach who had that much success with the organization, if it's Harbaugh or Tomlin. But if you're the Giants, who are you rooting for to lose this game? Because that's the one that you want of the two.
I want Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
I want Mike Tomlin. And I'll tell you why. People could laugh at he's never had a losing season. Who cares? He hasn't won a playoff game in 7 seasons or whatever it is, 7 or 8 years. The Giants need their Tom Thibodeau. This was my big thing for the Jets a year ago, why I wanted Mike McCarthy, why I think Mike McCarthy, if they can't get Mike Tomlin or Harbaugh for the Giants, would make sense. They need someone to get them out of hell. They need someone who could stabilize things, build a program, hire a good staff. I think Mike Tomlin has proven he could do that. And again, the big issue for Mike Tomlin has been he hasn't had the quarterback because he's a victim almost of his own success. They win too many games to be picking at the top of the draft to reset and get their QB. You have the quarterback with Jackson Dart. So I think
by the way, he could have drafted this pass.
To be fair, yes, but they were all in to try and win with Aaron Rodgers because they were going for it with all their moves. Fair criticism, but I just think his resume, to me, fits exactly what they need to try and stabilize things and get their program back on track.
I'm with you because if we do the face-off between Tomlin and Harbaugh.
By the way, I'll gladly take either if I'm a Giants fan. Let me get that on the record.
Correct. But I'm with you on Tomlin because if either of those guys get axed, at least for Tomlin, and you just hit on it, the excuse is hasn't had a quarterback. Now, I guess the counterpoint to that is he is in control of the roster.
Right,
like
he picks Kenny Pickett.
You could have, the Mitch Trubisky, Kenny Pickett, like you could have gotten a quarterback. You just, for whatever reason, haven't gotten that thing right. But with Harbaugh, you've got not just a quarterback, but one of the best in the NFL, a top 3 guy, a 2-time league MVP. And I consistently come away from Raven seasons feeling underwhelmed. Now, you can put that all on Lamar, but if you watch these Ravens playoff games, it's like they lose their identity. They lose their discipline with Zay Flowers and Derrick Henry with the fumbling. Like, they just become a completely different team from what we watched during the regular season. And again, some of that is on Lamar, who tends to have his worst game in their final game of the year, but that's also on the head coach. So I can't sit here and excuse bad playoff losses by a coach who has a 2-time league MVP, where I could look at Tomlin and say, hey, man, you haven't had anyone at that position. Throw in Russell Wilson, right?
Now, which one is more likely to actually be available, though? Right? Because I think the Steelers could actually lose Sunday night. And personally, I don't think Mike Tomlin's going anywhere.
It sounds like it's on the table. So on that note, Ryan Clark, he was on, and he's got a bold prediction that Tomlin actually will become the HC of the NYG.
Mike Tomlin leads the New York Giants to the playoffs.
With Fernando
2026.
Mendoza?
I don't know who the quarterback's going to be. Mutual parting of ways after they lose to the Ravens this weekend. The Rooney-Mara family, they're like that. They're extreme, obviously. And so because of that, Mike Tomlin's now the new head coach of the New York Giants. You want to make a splash, you want to get the right guy, you want to change the culture, that's the way to do it.
And by the way, the comments just mentioned this. I did screw that up. When I said you are what your record says you are, that was Parcells. I was thinking of you play to win the game, Herm Edwards. But Ryan Clark, who's plugged in, says his bold prediction, Tomlin, and I'd be so envious as a Jet fan, but Tomlin, the next head coach of the New York Giants.
They would instantly turn things around and be, at the bare minimum, a team that is in the hunt next year. You would feel really good about the direction of your team. You would have a lot of faith. You'd hire a good coaching staff. Some guys just maybe need a change. Andy Reid left Philly. Kansas City hired him right away, and guess what? They don't regret it for a damn second. So if Tomlin was available, if Harbaugh was available, they'd be unemployed for 10 minutes if they wanted to be. And other teams that actually have coaches employed would consider getting rid of their guy to try and hire one of those guys, probably through back channels, because that's how good those guys are.
For the most part in the NFL, if you nail the head coach quarterback combination, your floor typically is you're a playoff team.
Right, unless there's an injury or something, you're going to have a chance to compete every year.
Barring some significant injury, your floor, if you nail the head coach quarterback combination, is making the playoffs. And obviously a ceiling, depending on how good the roster is, you can win a Super Bowl. 800-919-3776. So we're aligned. If we had to choose between these two guys, it would be Tomlin.
Would the Jets wake up if Mike Tomlin was available?
But what? So let's talk this out. Why would Mike Tomlin decide? It's the Joe Burrow conversation all over again. It's like, man, you know what? I just need a change of scenery. I've had enough of Pittsburgh. I've had enough of Cincinnati. I need a change of scenery. Let me go play for or work for the New York Jets, led by Woody Johnson, who just last year was voted the worst owner in all of the sport.
We need the Leon Hess moment from Woody when he got Parcells after the Kotite disaster. Like, I'm not getting any younger. I want to win now. And gave the full keys to Bill Parcells, and the Jets went from 1-15 to 9-7 in year one, and then 12-4. Imagine the Jets being 12-4 nowadays. 12-4, AFC Championship game in year two. But by the way, like, that's my point on a guy like beyond even Mike Tomlin, Mike McCarthy. People poo-poo Mike McCarthy's 607 winning percentage. The guy won 12 games or more in Dallas in 3 of his 5 years there. The 2 years he didn't, Dak missed most of the year.
Yeah, to live in a world where Giant fans who have watched their team since 2017 win the fewest games in the league somehow decide that they're too good for Mike McCarthy, Mike Tomlin, or John Harbaugh is insanity that we would have a zero-tolerance policy for. 800-919-3776. Frank in Newark wants to chime in about the Giants' next head coach. Frank, talk to us, my man.
Guys, good afternoon. I'll say this. I'm Tomlin all the way, because if you look, forget the side that he has never had a losing record. Let's focus on what he's able to do when he's depleted with injuries on the roster. The Giants in the last couple of seasons have had nothing but injuries, and it's been a next man step up mentality with Mike Tomlin throughout his career. For some reason, I feel like he could take the towel boy and convert him into a quarterback. and make the team somewhat relevant. And that's what I need from New York Giants football, some sort of relevancy. Now, I will say this. You're my guy and everything, but I have a tough time giving Joe Schoen any credit for Malik Neighbors because I think my friend Don LaPreca would say I could have made that pick.
Yeah, but that's not
Jackson
fair.
Dart,
He still drafted him.
Jackson Dart. Okay, fair enough. I'll give you that argument.
It's on his
Jackson
resume.
Dart. Yeah, Jackson Dart. It felt like more like Dable traded, forced his hand and told and kind of had a conviction on trading up to get him. Sure. I mean, so that's what I would say about that. But other than that, I agree with you guys. No head coach with as much experience as Tomlin or even Harbaugh, because I do give Harbaugh a lot of respect, will ever look at Shane and say, I want to work with this guy because he's been successful. No one in their mind would ever say that.
No, I hear you, Frank, and I appreciate the call. I'm not a big fan of, I could have made that draft pick. Sure, everything pointed to anyone in that spot would have done that. But to be fair, if we're going to assign demerits for misses, we just have to give you credit for the hits. That just is the most fair thing to do.
It's on the resume. The one thing I would say for people that want to break down Joe Schoen's resume and say, well, he's coming back because he drafted Dart. Yes, give him credit. He orchestrated the trade up to get Dart. It was a very good move. They didn't give up a ton, and obviously it's worked out. Brian Dable was pounding the table for Jackson Dart. Even in the video the Giants put out on their social media where they have all the guys on camera, Shane is very calculated in his answer when talking to Dable as they're about to turn in the pick. We did all the evaluation. You guys believe in him. Let's roll the dice. It's very this is my coaching staff, my head coach wants this guy, so we're going to get him. So it's easy to be well, he got him, Dart, he gets another year. It's there needs to be some nuance applied to that conversation when we just blindly say he got Dart, so of course he gets to pick the head coach to work with Jackson Dart now.
Fraud Alert Friday coming up next. 800-919-3776. We want to hear from you. Hit us up. Alex Monaco earlier this week gave us a little peek into being a fraud, saying he's a Mets and a Padres fan. I'm curious your thoughts on that, Jake, though I imagine where I know you're going to go. But if you've got some questions about fraudulence going on, whether it's in your family, in your friend circle, line them up. 800-919-3776. We want to hear from you next right here on DHR, ESPN New York, and streaming live on YouTube.
St. John's continues Big East play against Providence at MSG. Coverage begins tomorrow at 11:40 on 880 ESPN and the ESPN New York app.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Friends, it's football season, the best time of the year. You should be out there tailgating, cheering on your team, and enjoying every Sunday. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, sciatica, or nerve pain, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. You don't have to live like that. There's help. Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain is New Jersey's top pain specialist. He's Ivy League trained, double board certified, and is dedicated to helping you get back in the game. Here's what makes the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical image-guided procedures that deliver real results. Dr. Shaw treats neck pain, back pain, joint pain, migraines, nerve pain, and sciatica. with a plan that's customized for you. Same-day and next-day appointments are available, and with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, relief is always close. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Visit SandwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Most major insurances are accepted. That's SandwellPain.com. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
All right, let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. If you're heading inbound at the George, stick with the lower deck if you can. That'll run you about 10 to 15 minutes. Upper level about 20 to 30. Just cleaned up an accident on the span. Looking really good on the southbound Deegan and West Side Highway heading over to the outbound George. Cross Bronx westbound, much later than normal. Your stop and go there from the Bronx River Parkway. Outbound Lincoln are running about 5 to 10. Outbound Holland 10 to 15. A little bit heavy at the Verrazano using the upper deck getting into Staten Island. They just picked up an accident on the span. Still have some delays going back onto the outbound Gowanus in Brooklyn. After that, Expressway westbound will run you an extra minute or two over by the West Shore. This report is sponsored by the Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? Well, the PCA can help. It's a national nonprofit developing better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. More info at positivecoach.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
When a trophy is raised, it can feel like the season's over. But on the ESPN app, it never really is. Because with more than 47,000 live events, plus originals, highlights, and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into. No off-season, just everything a fan needs to keep going. Always in season. Get all of ESPN all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or phone today.
Cars for Kids, KARS Cars for Kids, 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids, KARS Cars for Kids, 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids, KARS Cars for Kids, 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
From the regular season to the Super Bowl, ESPN New York is your destination for football. We've got crazy fans.
If the Giants somehow beat the Cowboys, I'm going to take a dump on your head.
You can feel good because you're a damn football team. Expert analysis.
Marcus Spears joins us now. ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody.
Mel Kiper Jr.
The Hall of Famer Steve Young.
He's kind of our resident general manager, Louis Riddick.
We got Mike Tannenbaum right now.
And all your fantasy and wagering needs. This is ESPN New York. We are football. Did you or someone you know participate in fraudulent fan behavior?
I'm a fraud with a capital F.
Is your friend a fraud?
I have been a complete and utter fraud.
Are you a fraud?
What is fraud?
Let's ask Don LaGreca.
Screw! Go scratch yourself!
But we're not asking Don LaGreca today. Taking the place of Don LaGreca will be my man Jake Asman, who's ready. Jake is fired up. He's so passionate about his anger for the Jets. I don't know that you've got a chance against him today. I gather that there's you could go fight 15 different people once you leave the station. You're not losing to anyone. That's how fired up you are.
You think I'm that strong?
Well,
wow.
I just think that you get buoyed by anger. And I've seen you on the YouTube show. I've seen you doing your thing all across the station.
Yeah.
As you said, you've hit every time slot. So I just
13 radio shows in 15 days.
Yeah, man.
We're making it happen.
You've got some stamina. They don't call you the ass man for no reason.
I mean, these are your words, not mine.
They don't do that for no reason. Time now for Fraud Alert Friday, brought to you by D'Agostino Law. The first fraud is Anthony Pusick. Let's be honest. My man told me he was going to propose to his lady on New Year's Eve. And
Again.
It just didn't happen.
You're blowing up his spot. Is this true?
It didn't happen.
Ty just makes it up.
What a fraud.
It always, like Jake's fake job interview that he's going to after the show.
What? Yo, Jake,
Ty
hold me
just
down, baby.
has created
Hold me
this
down.
narrative.
I don't know what job interviews you've been to that's happened after 6 o'clock, but sure, we'll roll with that.
No, this is not happening after 6 o'clock, my G. This is happening before you get here.
Oh,
But
really?
Before you get here.
I would say it's fraudulent that Ty continues to peddle this.
Well, I'm just following natural progression. Moved in with his lady. You know, you're starting to, feel how it is to live with your significant other. And I thought it's actually the 8th most popular holiday or day of the year to propose on.
It's kind of corny, though, no? All respect to everybody that's done it.
It is.
What are the 7 that are
It's
more
like Christmas
popular?
Eve. There's a weird one in there. Like the Saturday before Christmas
Arbor Day. Heard Arbor Day is a big proposal day.
What about Yom Kippur?
I can't imagine that is
It's
kosher,
like
as it were.
Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, the
Labor
Saturday
Day?
before Christmas. I don't think I saw Labor Day. New Year's Day. Like there are a bunch of holidays. Oh, July 4th, birthday, anniversary day, anniversary.
Birthday? Well, that's not a holiday.
Oh
But
no, it's popular days
just
of the
days.
year. Just days
Okay.
of the year.
All right.
So very.
Before we do this, can I just ask a question on how Don goes about this? I've never seen the video of it. I've only heard the segment.
Of course.
So I have in my hand the fraud court, Honorable Donald Marco LaGreca, what these things even called?
Gavel.
The gavel.
The gavel.
Right?
Gavel.
I feel like I'm Aaron Judge. All rise. Does he actually hold it into the mic, or is it loud enough if I just smash it right below the mic?
Yeah, not
it'll pick
only
it up?
he holds it towards the mic.
Okay.
It's a little hollow. The gavel, whatever you'd want to call what you hit the gavel with, not the most.
I can see it's a little banged up here.
Yeah, well, listen, we've had a lot of fraud that we've had to handle.
Also, good for Don for holding it towards the mic, just like you said.
Yeah. So let's hear it. Let's give the audience.
Oh my God! I hit it hard.
See?
I hit
Slipping
it
on the
hard.
trigger. He's no Don LaGreca.
This is tough. This is doing damage to my fingers, even trying to grab the wood plank thing.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Don's a man's man if he does this every week. God bless.
So you want to start first, or do you want me to go here?
Well, you said something about Alex Monaco, and I like Alex, and that got me intrigued right away because I thought you guys had some good shows together.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So this guy had the audacity, the unmitigated gall, to sit up here and call himself a Met fan, which at first I'm like, all right, cool. Chose the wrong team to root for in the city. You don't roll with the team that actually makes the playoffs, but sure, you want to be a Met fan, cool with it. Then he says he's also a Padres fan because he's from San Diego. So I said, wait a minute, hold up. You're a Padres fan, also a Met fan. So he becomes a Met fan because he's got family members who are hardcore Met fans, as if that has anything to do with how you should root. So I asked him. The Mets and Padres, 3 years ago, played a playoff series.
The wild card round, yep.
The wild card round. And who did you root for? Didn't root for anyone.
Oh, come on.
Joyless. I just wanted to see whoever won the series, I would be fine with. He hates the Yankees because he's a Met fan, not because the Padres beat the Yankees in a World Series, but he hates the Yankees because he's a Met fan, but also is a Padres fan.
Do I hit this thing if I think he's a fraud?
That's
that okay?
right. That's right.
All right. Fraud.
There we go.
Order. Look. It'd be one thing if he said, hey, I'm a Padres fan, but my family grew up Met fans. They're from the area, so I respect the Met fan. I root for them if the Padres aren't playing. But when you say in a playoff series you couldn't pick, that's fraudulent. You
Yeah.
have a team. You can't have more than one team. It's like, I don't mind about a Subway Series, Yankees and Mets. I win either way. No, man.
That's
you have
ridiculous.
to. You can't ride the fence. You have a team. That's got to be your
I just
team.
want to see New York on top. I just want to see New York. The people who say that, now listen, as a Jet fan who sits here 15 years removed from my team's last playoff appearance, I will have a team I'm rooting for in the playoffs because naturally that happens. Certainly won't be the Patriots or the Bills, but I'll pick. I love Rodgers, so if the Steelers make the playoffs, I'll root for Pittsburgh to win. Or if I'm a Lamar guy, if the Ravens make the playoffs, I'll root for them. But it's not like I'm sitting here, in the AFC Championship game in 2010, like, I like the Steelers and the Jets. It's so ridiculous.
You got to pick a side. And again, typically for me, same thing as a Jet fan, it's whoever's playing those teams we despise, right? Like, I'm now the biggest Patriot hater, again, feels like old times, sickening. And then the Buffalo Bills, who's ever playing them. That's why, on that same point, when there were some Jet fans saying, I'm sick of the Chiefs, I don't want to see Mahomes, I don't want Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift to be on my screen, I'm rooting for the Bills. What? You could say whatever you want about the New York Jets. They stink, we know. The one thing they have over the Buffalo Bills is that the Jets have won a Super Bowl. Buffalo hasn't. Don't give them a chance to be one win away from potentially winning that first Super Bowl. So I thought that was insane.
Rosenberg did that last year. He was so sick of the Chiefs. As a Commanders fan, was rooting for the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
I remember when that happened, and I wanted to hit this then. Fraud. You can't do it.
But you just resurfaced something that I had thought about a couple weeks ago. You just resurfaced something that I had a couple weeks ago, and that is one of my biggest fears. Bills, Pats, AFC Championship game. Where do you go? So I think the logic there is you root for whoever you think has a smaller chance to win the Super Bowl.
Yep. I agree with that. Whichever team is less likely to actually win the title.
The Super Bowl, then that's who you root for.
I mean, it's a sickening situation either way.
I just don't know what I do in that situation. All right, let's go to Evan in Long Island, 800-919-3776. If you want to submit some fraudulent behavior that we can weigh in on. What's up, Evan?
Yes. Hey, guys. Great show. You guys are doing a great job, first off.
Thanks,
man. So my fraud alert Friday is ChatGPT. Now, I am Jake's uncle. And we dabble.
Here we go.
I knew I recognized the voice.
A little bit. Excuse me?
I knew I recognized the voice, Uncle Evan.
We dabble quite often in some wagering. Now, Jacob has decided that he's going to use ChatGPT to decide who our winners are going to be. And it's cost me a ton of money. So I'm calling ChatGPT out as a fraud.
There you go. This is you.
Well,
you get to...
I'm not going to call myself a fraud. So, but I am a fair judge. I'm too close to the situation. So I got to, what's the word? Recuse myself from it?
Recuse.
Yeah, that
Recuse.
word. I can't pronounce it. So I'm going to hand you the gavel here, Ty.
Yes, I'm gonna say you're a fraud. Yes.
You're an arbiter.
You're a fraud.
Now, to be fair, Uncle Evan did not mention this. The ChatGPT is only part of it. I take all the research we get from the ESPN research portal, all the info on all the games, and I asked ChatGPT.
Oh, I didn't want to call you out on that. I didn't want to give you secrets. I was going to give you secrets.
It's a good secret. I say, hey, take the ESPN research data here. Who should we bet on? Pittsburgh +3 or Ravens +3 or -3? Like, that's what I would ask ChatGPT. It would spit out a breakdown and who we should bet on. And, yeah, we've certainly have lost some money doing that, but there's been some hits along the way.
Now, Uncle Evan, I don't want to cross family lines or appear to be disrespectful, but how do you feel that your nephew's an ass man?
Well, my wife was an ass man until she married a Wagner, but his father's still an ass man, and he's definitely the biggest ass of them all.
Whoa. They work together, too.
Wow.
Tough.
How do you feel hearing that? Is that not, like, nasty?
Well, I know where he's coming from. I understand. He's got to deal with my
call,
dad's like indigestion every day around lunchtime, so I get it.
Oh, man. That was a good one. Can I submit? Actually, do you have one?
No, go ahead.
Lane Kiffin.
Fraud.
Who apparently... Oh, you're ready?
I'm ready to hit this thing.
He's already got the verdict.
I'll give him a fair trial.
Apparently wanted to attend the game yesterday, but decided, I guess he went to an LSU women's basketball game, which good for him. why do you want to attend this game? The idea that you care so much about these players, that you're rooting for them, that you want to be in attendance for this game is such fraudulent BS. My man, you dipped on them. And by the way, I'm hoping they win the championship because nothing would have this story end on a more perfect note than that. Him deciding, you know what's best, which by the way, you can do that. I'm a player empowerment guy. If you're a coach and you feel like this is a better situation for you, cool. I just don't like how he handled the whole thing. It was just phony and like it was a distraction. You're doing it right before the playoffs. Everything about it was grimy. You dipped on them. You cannot convince me that Lane Kiffin wants to be in attendance because he's poured his heart and soul into the program. You know what Lane Kiffin wants? More TV time. He wants to be the center of this story.
Always.
He wants to be, I'm out in front. And he is going, if they win the championship, he's going to take credit for it. So, fraud or not?
Fraud. Again, Lane Kiffin is all about Lane Kiffin. And we've seen this in all his stops, everywhere he's been a coach, whether it be with the Raiders way back, Tennessee, U.S. This is what he does. No one can deny he's a really good coach. The proof is in the pudding. That's why LSU wanted him so badly.
Fraud.
Come on. The fact that he even thought it was acceptable to ask ESPN if he could be in the booth for part of the game last night.
My man.
The delusion, right? Again, you have every right to leave. I understand that. It's a crappy situation that the system is set up, that with the portal and transfers and recruits, you got to leave before the playoff run is completed. I get all that. But to think that, one, you should be there, and two, ask to be in the booth so you could chop it up about your time at Ole Miss as you're promoting the LSU program on the broadcast, watched by 10, 15, however many millions of people were tuned in last night. Just asinine. Such a fraud.
Man. Just late entry to fraud alert, Draymond Green.
Complaining about Christmas?
Well, not just complaining about Christmas.
Having to play on Christmas. I think he's a fan of the holiday.
Yeah, Draymond Green.
I don't think he hates Christmas. He doesn't like having to play basketball on it.
I guess Draymond is just not allowed to play if Steph Curry's not in the lineup. So Steph Curry's out with an ankle injury tonight. Guess who's resting? Draymond Green.
That's his binky.
It's the funniest thing ever. Like, when's the last, submit this to me, the last time Draymond played a game that Steph Curry was, and he actually said, this is so funny, that year, was it 2021, was it 2020, I don't remember the year, when Steph broke his hand, he said, that was a year where basketball just wasn't that fun anymore. It's like, Draymond, come on, dog.
Hey, he knows what to say to get paid, right? he knows where the money maker is, who that guy is.
Fraud or not a fraud, Draymond?
I mean, I personally can't stand Draymond, so
yes. Thank you so much. Fraud Alert Friday, brought to you by D'Agostino Law. 35 years of getting accident victims and Social Security disability clients every dollar they deserve. Offices in New York and New Jersey, 1-800-BITE-BACK. 1-800-248-3222, D'Agostino Law, bite back.
And to answer your question, last game without Steph Curry was this year, 12 against the Sixers, but he only played 9 minutes. So.
Was that the game where he got hurt? Something happened, and I remember that. I think he walked back to the locker room because he appeared to have some injury he got ejected in that game. I remember.
Okay. I was thinking that was probably the one he walked off the bench, but that was I think that might have been a home game against
Yeah, Steph played in that game.
Yes.
I think Draymond got ejected in that Sixers game. 800-919-3776. We will talk some basketball, get to the Knicks. Eli Manning Hall of Fame conversation. I'm curious about your thoughts because I've got a take just lingering there that people are going to get upset about, but we'll see what happens. 800-919-3776. Going until 7 o'clock. Ty Butler, Jake Asman right here on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
When a trophy is raised, it can feel like the season's over. But on the ESPN app, it never really is. Because with more than 47,000 live events, plus originals, highlights, and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into. No off-season, just everything a fan needs to keep going. Always in season. Get all of ESPN all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or phone today.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
ZipRecruiter. Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Talk about stepping up. Bang! Bang! It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Bet 360. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Come on now. Jacob, come on now. I don't know if we listening to Nicki Minaj yet. Game Time brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. Because when it's game time...
It's Tully time.
You think Nicki Minaj listens to the station? No?
No.
Nah, I don't think so.
She's probably listening to, you know what, I was going to make a Stephon Diggs joke.
Oh, but that's
it's
Cardi
Cardi
B.
B. I got the wrong rapper.
Yeah.
My bad. I'll leave that to you.
The Barbs. Had the Barbs
She was a
coming
big Francesa guy, I heard.
You well, that would make sense. Barb's coming at me on Twitter.
Yeah.
I was in Nicki's mentions. Just not happy. I was a big Nicki fan.
I don't think that's where you want to be. But
she started hanging with the wrong people. The Knicks host the Hawks with coverage immediately following us on 880 at 7. The Rangers, Anthony, as I said, going to be locked in. Rangers, Panthers, Winter Classic. Coverage on 1050. Now, Anthony, are you going to be listening to 1050? Because you're a big, supporter of the station?
Of course, company guy.
Right.
Listening to 1050, so you'll be locked in with Anthony Pusick, starting at 7:30. Then you've got the Nets and the Wizards. Excited about that? Nets-Wizards tonight?
Absolutely not. More excited about the Knicks-Hawks.
Nets-Wizards at 7. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly.
I feel like it's appropriate to use this term since I'm filling in on his show right now. Okay. My favorite Don LaGreca line is when he says, this was going on in my backyard, I'd close the blinds. If Nets-Wizards was being played in my backyard, I would close the blinds.
Man, Cam Thomas, no love?
I'm watching the Knicks. I'm honestly going to check out the Rangers.
He won't be playing tonight, so that's another reason not to watch.
He's sitting tonight?
Yep.
Oh, that's not good.
No Cam Thomas, no Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah, I'm good then.
Well, you better hope your Knicks are really good because those picks are going to the Nets.
I'm so concerned.
Oh, sticking your chest out.
I mean, again, when they made the Bridges deal, there were a ton of Net fans. Not a ton, but the ones you say.
They're on a lot of Net fans joke.
We got it. It's required if you're a Knicks fan, but. What am I worried about? If the Knicks get to a finals, I'm not even asking for a championship. If they get to the finals this year, to me, the Bridges deal was worth it.
You think this iteration of the Knicks wins the championship?
I think they could get to an NBA finals, and I'll take my shot. Do I think the Thunder are better than them? Yes. Do I think you can make a case to other teams in the West better than the Knicks? Sure. But this team, if they got there, with the depth they have, if healthy, I think they have a legitimate chance.
Your Honor, can I rephrase the question so that the defendant answers said question? Your Honor?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Do you think this iteration of the Knicks team, not this year, just this iteration in this window, wins a championship?
Do I think so? Yeah, I'll be positive because everyone says I'm too negative about the Jets. Yes, I do.
So on record, this Knicks team, maybe not this year or next year or the year after, will win a championship.
How about this? With Jalen Brunson on the Knicks, they will win a title.
I love that confidence. Love it.
So one team I have right now. The Yankees signed the MVP of the Mexican League, though, so they're making big moves this offseason.
Does Brian Cashman know free agency started?
Apparently, they made an offer to Cody Bellinger.
Yeah, that's
Whoa.
good. That's good. Well, he does because Trent Grisham retained him. And you know what they say. When you retain Trent Grisham,
it's on.
It's on and popping. The Rascal Flatts Life is a Highway Tour coming to UBS Arena on January 29th and the Prudential Center on January 30th. Are you more of a UBS guy or a Prudential Center guy?
I mean, I'm a big Islander fan. UBS Arena is the place to be.
Love it. ESPN New York has your chance to score tickets to the venue of your choice on the ESPN New York app. Just scroll down the contest, submit your entry. Brought to you by Live Nation. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. All right, so let's take a break. We come back. I've got some thoughts, and, this conversation had been happening all week, but wanted to further elaborate on the Eli Manning Hall of Fame candidacy commentary. So we'll get to that. We will talk about the New York Knicks as well. Circle back to the Jets. I'm sure you're excited to talk some Jets. 800-919-3776. Ty Butler, Jake Asman going until 7 o'clock. We're streaming live on YouTube, and you're listening to us on the ESPN New York app.
FanDuel Friday is turning it up with NBA Happy Hour. Every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern, FanDuel is dropping limited-time specials to get you in the zone. Boosts, bonuses, surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. This isn't just another promo, it's your weekly pregame. NBA Happy Hour every Friday, 6 to 7:30 Eastern, only on FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Visit FanDuel.com/local to grab your reward before the clock expires. 21 and over and physically present in New York, opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration. Leg requirements and max wager amounts. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Hi, it's Chuck Devine with SnowCountry.com. Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Dry and chilly through the weekend means lots of snowmaking, that same snowmaking that got all the trails open nearby in the first place. And snowcats get out with the groomers to make the snow smooth and loose and improving every day at Shawnee and the Poconos. They're on a dozen trails, Mountain Creek, New Jersey on 30 trails. Snow tubing for both those spots and for Camelback, too. Mount Peter and Thunder Ridge, both on 60% of their terrain in southern New York. Wyndham's cranking the snow guns on the west side, and Bel Air's on 90% of their terrain. Gore Mountain and Whiteface, both with 16 miles of groomed, loose, and frozen granular. Jiminy Peak, 26 trails, groomed, loose, and frozen granular in the Berkshires. Stratton on 60 trails and Killington on 70, riding their gondolas in Vermont.
You don't just ski or ride, you dominate. At Killington, we fuel your adventure. Be the beast. Ski and ride Killington.
All right, let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. We've got the Knicks home tonight at MSG, and tonight's the night if you want to drive into Midtown. Looking good on both the east and west sides of town. Much lighter than normal on the FDR. You're doing fine in both directions, heading over to the 59th Street Bridge and Midtown Tunnel. LIE eastbound, just a little bit busy in Queens between Maurice Avenue and the Grand Central. Beyond that, no big delays heading into Nassau County. Heaviest ride to the outbound George Cross Bronx westbound. Your stop and go from the Bronx River Parkway through to underneath the apartments. Inbound George, stick with the lower deck. Upper level will run you about 15 to 20 minutes. Outbound Lincoln, about a 5 to 10 minute ride. Outbound Hahn will run you 10 to 15. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit MAD.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson for three.
And this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS FM HD2, New York.
2 hours down, 2 more to play with on a Football Friday. Ty Butler, Jake Asman, streaming live on YouTube. Hit us up at Ty D Butler, at Jake Asman. 800-919-3776 is the phone number. How you feeling 2 hours into the show?
Feeling good. It's a Friday. A lot happening.
Big plans tonight?
First Friday of the new year. Dinner plans and watching the Knicks. That's about it.
Are you really, doing a how do I phrase this? Are you living the bachelor life the way that you should as a single man growing up in New York City?
Well, I've been seeing someone right now, so she might be listening. So I don't want you to share too much information because, I've shared some crazy party stories during my 3 years, hosting shows on this station.
You're seeing someone?
Yeah.
Interesting.
She could be listening right
How
now.
serious is it?
You messed up, Jake. You messed up big time.
Did I? It's good. We're getting there. I mean, things are happening.
No, not with that, but now that Ty knows.
No, I'm not gonna fight. Wait,
no,
so
that's just Pusick who has to deal with that.
How serious we talking?
Several months.
Okay.
So
we're kind of working our way there.
I believe the kids call it, you're seeing someone, but there's not like a definitive label on it. So it's like the talking stage progressing. I don't know how you describe it, but that's kind of where we're at.
You punched your ticket?
Have I punched my ticket?
Yeah. Little stamp?
Well, how do I answer this? I don't actually know what you're asking.
You don't. You just move on.
Yeah, I feel like I could just. It only makes this worse if I comment on whatever insinuation you're making here.
But you're hoping that this leads to long term, or you're just kind of like having fun.
Sure. I mean, you're in it for the long haul.
Okay. I don't know what you're. Well, how old are you?
30.
Okay.
You got to be in it to win it.
You guys talking kids?
We have not had that conversation yet. No.
Too far. 800-919-3776. Quickly before we get back to the Jets. Jake, do I think Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer? I do. Do I also think he'll get in at some point? Yes, I do. But do I think it's crazy or a hot take for someone to suggest he isn't a Hall of Famer? I don't. Because you can look again. I think he'll get in. I think he's very, worthy. It's warranted that he gets in. Did 2 incredible Super Bowl runs. What he meant to the Giant organization. Every start, I get it. You don't have to sell me on Eli's Hall of Fame candidacy. I just find it nuts that there are folks out there who, at the mere mention, maybe he won't, or maybe he's not worthy of getting in. That's a hot take. It's a crazy take. 500 record, 4 winning seasons, never received an MVP vote. At any point throughout his career, did you ever watch Eli and think to yourself, man, I think I'm watching one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time? No, that never happened. Did you ever watch him and think, man, I think I'm watching one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now? No, you didn't. So again, before Giant fans jump me, he will get in. I think he should get in. But I don't think it's crazy for anyone to suggest that he shouldn't. Is that fair?
I actually don't think that's a hot take at all. I think that's a very rational way of looking at it. The problem is when it comes to the Giant fans' love and admiration for Eli Manning, they still might jump you because they think it's a slam dunk. I believe Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer, but I understand why he's not a first ballot guy. Again, Drew Brees is on the ballot this year. He's probably going to get in on the first try. I don't think Eli Manning will get in on his second try. It's probably going to take him a little bit. There's some really good players that still haven't been in to the Hall of Fame. They've been waiting for years. So it will take Eli some time, not because he's not a Hall of Famer. Just that's kind of how it works. There's only, I think, a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 5 modern era candidates that could get inducted every year. So there's going to be a waiting period for Eli. I think he should get in, but again, in a couple of years when Aaron Rodgers is eligible and Ben Roethlisberger even before that is eligible, then Phil Rivers reset his timeline, so maybe Eli could go in before him. But my point is, it's going to take some time for him, but I do think he's a Hall of Famer ultimately.
You know what would be really funny? If Eli gets in the year Brady gets in.
He could get the spotlight over Brady that whole
would be
weekend.
Funny. So, yeah, look, Breeze and Larry Fitzgerald, they are definitive first ballot Hall of Famers. That is, like, unimpeachable. Eli, it'll be interesting, man. Like, does he get in this year? Maybe, but to your point, yes, he will eventually. But I just find it just so fascinating. And it makes sense, but maybe what's fascinating to me is like the stark contrast between how his Hall of Fame candidacy is discussed here locally versus what it is nationally. Because there are a lot of people who look at his resume and say that, like, 500 record. Like, yes, he had 2 awesome Super Bowl runs where the team scored 17 points and 21 points. So, look, I'm not trying to diminish it. Again, I'm just presenting the other side. You know what also is very, very interesting? He's got 2 Super Bowl MVPs. And he's like on the fence Hall of Famer, right? If he just exchanged, like if instead of winning 2 Super Bowl MVPs, he won 2 league MVPs, he's in first ballot. Because I think there's more stock put into...
Does he have the Super Bowls but just not the
without
MVPs?
them. So if you remove the Super Bowls and you give him 2 league MVPs, I think he gets in first ballot. Because there is more value put into him being acknowledged as, for 2 separate seasons, the best quarterback in the league. For example, if Lamar Jackson, after this game Sunday, retires, despite having 1 deep playoff run where he went to an AFC championship game, he's a Hall of Famer. 2-time first-team All-Pro, 2-time league MVP. Like, there's no doubt that dude's going to the Hall of Fame.
That's interesting that Lamar would be a lock and Eli wouldn't be. He's got the 2 rings. It might be closer than you think. I just want to compare Eli to Lamar. So Lamar, 4-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro. Eli just has the 4-time Pro Bowl. What hurts Eli is he doesn't have any of the All-Pros, right?
And
so
that's what I'm saying. Lamar has the 2-time. Like, that is an acknowledgement that for and back then, 16-game season, you were the best at your position.
How would he have playoff wins, though, if he didn't have the Super Bowls?
Yeah,
like,
let's just
did he
say,
go
like,
to the game twice and lose instead
like
of
Lamar,
winning twice?
let's give him Lamar's playoff resume.
So an
Where he's
AFC
been
championship
to 1
appearance.
AFC championship game. He's got a couple of one-and-dones. He's been to the second round like he did last year. But he's got the 2 league MVPs.
You're right. The two regular season MVPs
Those matter
would
more
be a big deal.
than the Super Bowl MVPs.
Well, it wouldn't matter as much if Eli had more of a, like, hey, he was an All-Pro this year, or he was top 3 in MVP voting another year. The thing you said that he's never gotten an MVP vote, that will be used against him. Honestly, the take that you gave, I think, is totally rational, that you think he's a Hall of Famer, but it's debatable. I think it's actually, if you said the opposite, the people who think it's like, what are we even talking about? Of course he's not a Hall of Famer. This is a joke. Giants fans are nuts for saying that. That, to me, I think is ridiculous because you leave out how dominant that Pats team was in 2007 that he led a game-winning drive on. You leave out the run and how unprecedented it was for the Giants as a wild card team, a 10-6 team and a 9-7 team to go all the way to the Super Bowl. You leave out the toughness
beating Rodgers and beating Favre in their building.
Right,
like that stuff matters.
That's a Hall of Fame resume. Like, he had Hall of Fame moments and he played at his best in the clutch. And I say this all the time. People think of Eli's throw to Tyree as like the signature Eli Manning moment.
The Manningham.
The best throw you will ever see in any Super Bowl, maybe ever, is Eli to Manningham on the game-winning drive in the second Super Bowl against the Patriots. I mean, it's one of the best throws ever in that spot.
It's also one of the oddest careers because I tried to just do a mental exercise. And Jacob, you just odd careers in sports. Kawhi Leonard, really interesting because Kawhi had 1 year, I think it was 2017, where it's like he's one of the best players in basketball.
Oh, like 2019, that run with the...
But the run 2019 was a playoff run.
Yeah.
Kawhi's never like a great regular season player because he doesn't really play in a regular season. 2017 for the Spurs, he was awesome. But he does have the 2 finals MVPs, and it's similar to Eli Manning, where he's got 2 playoff runs, but no playoff wins outside of those runs. But in those playoff runs, he beat Brady in the Super Bowl. He beat Rodgers in Green Bay. He beat Favre. Like, it's such an odd career.
It's a career that will probably never be replicated, right? Like, who is a 2-time Super Bowl MVP with a 500 career record? Like, it doesn't make sense. If you're good enough to be a 2-time Super Bowl MVP,
4 winning seasons,
you would be considered one of the better quarterbacks that is played. Just like when you hear that, right? Like the idea that you're look at the quarterbacks who have won 2 Super Bowls. It's rarefied air. They're all in the Hall of Fame for the most part. They really are.
Yeah, and like I said, with the league MVPs, like, it sounds nuts that you would value a regular season award over the biggest game of the season. But I just think that when you're viewed as, for that season, the best quarterback in football, and to have it happen twice, that is more, I don't want to say more prestigious, but just looked upon as more valuable to a Hall of Fame case than just being excellent in one game, in that, if that makes sense to you.
Again, at the end of the day, what never gets discussed with Eli too is the durability, the fact he always plays like that. Again,
that's amazing.
You can't talk about Eli's career and just say, oh, the record, or it's like he was there every year, game in, game out, playing through injuries. He was an Iron Man. Like, that to me matters, because we could highlight some of these great quarterbacks who maybe had individually better seasons at certain times than Eli. But Eli outlasted all of them because he played every game, and that matters. The Giants knew every Sunday Eli Manning was going to be their starting quarterback and give him a chance.
And ironically, what's the biggest question with the current Giants quarterback?
Durability.
It's durability. So I just wanted to talk about that again. I think he's a Hall of Famer. I think he will get it, and I think he should get it. But pretending as if it's some hot take that he shouldn't, to me, is being disingenuous. And that's rooted in, like, the Giant fan bias, because you're passionate about your guy. That's your favorite player, your favorite quarterback, or whatever the case may be.
I'd be doing the same thing if I was a Giants fan. If a player led me to 2 Super Bowls, one of them being over a team that was undefeated, and we were a 17.5, 18-point underdog, whatever the spread was that day, I would be right there with the Giant fans who are lined up and want to revolt against anyone who says something negative about Eli Manning.
And it's also like, you can't tell the story of this sport without Eli.
That's true, too. Now, do I think Julian Edelman is a Hall of Famer? No.
I mean,
but
that conversation
but Pats fans will say
was so ridiculous.
It's insane. Yeah.
I mean, it was like one of the dumbest. Like, social media is the play. It's like a cesspool of stupidity. But there are times where
follow us on Twitter, by the way, at ESPN New York.
It's just like, there are some plays where sometimes it's just a level of dumb that, like, you just can't even imagine we got there. But yeah, interesting conversation. 800-919-3776. Let's talk about the Jets.
Ugh.
No appetite for that?
Well, speaking of cesspools, we could talk about it. I got plenty to say still.
Aaron Glenn, and you picked up on this, it got lost in what he was saying, in this press conference this week about his team's brand of football. So what was the actual clip that made rounds? I'm forgetting now.
So Aaron Glenn all year has said, we want to play our brand of football. We want to be this type of team, our brand. The players are buying into what we're looking for. And I don't know the reporter who asked him the questions specifically, but the question was essentially, hey, Aaron, you've talked all year about your brand. Can you give specific examples of things that happened in a game this year that would highlight what that brand is that you're striving to have more consistently? And his answer was referring to a game against the Jaguars in which, at the time of this drive you're about to hear Aaron Glenn break down, I want everyone to know the score of the game. The New York Jets were trailing 40-13. They were down 31-10 at halftime. They ended up losing the game 48-20. that sets it up for Aaron Glenn to say this.
We were playing Jacksonville, and I showed the team this. And if you guys go and watch the way that we ran the ball against Jacksonville, I thought it was very, very impressive on us controlling the line of scrimmage, us running the ball, being physical, being violent. It was actually after the third quarter. It was 12 seconds. We ran the ball. Our guys got into a shoving match. The quarter ends. Then we go down. We have a hell of a run on a physical play, and then we score a touchdown. And then we had other runs after that, and we had the passes that Brady was actually starting to get into a rhythm against Jacksonville. That was the brand of football that I want our guys to see, and I showed the whole team that. Right, defensively, I mean, there were some games early in the season that we were really, really like stymie as far as stopping the run and playing the pass. I showed our guys that. That's the brand that we want to play with, and sometimes you have to show your guys things so it can be remembered on. This is how we play. And listen, I understand to the outside world, people might not understand that, but our guys know exactly what our brand is. We just have to do it consistently.
Could you imagine being Jermaine Johnson or one of these other players in a team meeting? Your team is getting destroyed 40-13, and the head coach wants to show plays from a drive in garbage time because they ran the ball well when Jacksonville is not playing with as much intensity as they would have been if the game was close, where they started to rest their starters late in the game. He's referencing Brady Cook starting to get into a rhythm. Coach, it's 40-13. I mean, it's laughable that that's the example that he used. You could have pointed to anything. If you want to show a good example, how about the opening drive with Fields against New England on Thursday Night Football? 14 plays, you ran the ball great, you actually scored an opening drive touchdown. Again, I just don't think Aaron Glenn has a clue.
Go
He
to
sounds
week
like
one.
a guy.
We go back.
Right.
I know it's a long time ago, but go to week one.
It's just like every time he opens his mouth, I feel like it's like what Joe Judge said at the end of his tenure, where he basically got himself fired by just sounding clueless. John Izek had that awful press conference in Jet history when they were 1-7. That kind of set the stage for the wheels to fall off with him, and he was gone after just 2 years. It's just they're not going to win with this guy. The evidence is overwhelming that anyone who starts off this bad does not turn it around. He's not an X's and O's guy. He's not an expert on offense, which is what's winning now in the league. He certainly is not a defensive expert. He said they're running the Wilkes system. He already fired Wilkes. And, to even bring up the defense earlier in the season, Coach, you were 0-7. The Jet defense through the first 6 games allowed more points, I believe, than any Jet team prior before that. They were inept, and that's when they had Sauce and they had Quinnen. And what were the expectations for the Jets this year? We knew the offense would be a work in progress, but the defense had 8 of its 11 starters back. They had 3 former first-team All-Pros on all 3 levels. I get it that they are maybe not nearly as good as we thought they were, but how much of it is coaching, right? I'm supposed to believe that Quincy Williams, who was an All-Pro 2 years ago, just forgot how to play football. Quinnen, who's been a dominant player, he was just bad, so they traded him, and then he goes to Dallas and looks like Aaron Donald. Again, there are enough red flags here to make you go, why are we letting this guy now pick the next quarterback, spend $100 million in free agency? They're going to finish 3-14. They're going to have one of the worst point differentials in league history. There's nothing Aaron Glenn could point to that he does well as a head coach. You can't name one thing. The only justification people use for not firing him is saying, who would want the job? Or they say, well, it's only been a year. No one can actually give you a tangible football reason why this guy deserves to be the head coach because you can't point to anything he actually does well.
The who would want the job thing is silly. And look, I agree with you, but here is what I want to point out. And we went through this hour number 1. You're getting blasted by 107 points in a month, which is just embarrassing. The fact that you are this deep into the season and you couldn't manage to have a deflected ball, fall into the hands of one of your defensive or an interception this late into the season, that's pathetic. So we can run through the list of, what's the worst part of this team or what's the most damning stat. We can do all of that. Woody Johnson's not firing this guy. It's not going to happen.
That's what a good owner would do.
I don't think, yeah, sure. I don't think that there's anything that could happen on Sunday. If the Jets get annihilated by Bills backups, he's not going anywhere. And if for a moment, and I feel nasty doing this, I might have to bathe, just to defend Woody Johnson, and I'm curious your thoughts on this. Jet fans just last season wanted him out of the way. The Hassan Reddick thing was a disaster. The fact that he's out here, you can't even pronounce the dude's name correctly.
Hassan.
He's negotiating the contracts. He's firing Salah 5 games into the year. It was so egregious that it turned us off. He gets an F grade as an owner. We wanted Woody Johnson, and I say we as the Jet fan base. We wanted him out of the way, and now we're asking him to intervene.
Thinking is overrated.
Thinking is overrated.
I need him to just act, right?
But we wanted him out the way.
I get it, but that was before we saw what out of the way means. It means giving Aaron Glenn carte blanche to draft and ruin the next quarterback. Again, Woody Johnson's a terrible owner. No one could dispute that. The record's the record. I do think he wants to win. And there's just no way he could look at this year if he has any semblance, or if there's people around him who could just look at where the league is going, look at where the Jets are currently, where Garrett Wilson leads them in receiving yards and he hasn't played since mid-October. Look at how bad the quarterback situation was by this head coach is doing and say, let's give him another chance to draft someone in the top 3.
Here's the problem with that thinking. Woody Johnson stood in front of reporters at a hotel and told everyone, not only is Justin Fields, is he bad, he's the worst starting quarterback in football. And in fact, no other head coach could win with this guy.
If we could just complete a pass, it would look good.
Exactly. And so Woody Johnson, and I know Aaron Glenn can sell him on this, is going to look at the situation and say, and we can disagree, but what did you expect when we had quite literally, and this is not my words, it's Woody Johnson's words, the worst starting quarterback in the NFL?
Did he forget who advocated for them to sign Justin Fields? Aaron Glenn said he was his hand-picked quarterback. He said he was tough to game plan against when he was with the Lions, so that's why they wanted to sign him.
I hug him every day.
I mean, we know that Woody loves to give Aaron Glenn his hug, but then what happens after that? Like, how is Aaron Glenn making the situation better? It's obviously not all him that the Jets have been a disaster and haven't made the playoffs for 15 straight years. He's only here for one of those years. We all get that. But as you move forward now, and you're set up with 5 first-rounders, and you're set up with $100+ million in cap over the next 2 years, an O-line that's competent, that's already in place, Garrett Wilson already signed, some players here, despite how bad they are. What is the argument for keeping him other than he was a Jet 30 years ago?
But that's the argument.
Yeah, but
you just laid it out.
It's so flawed, though, because he's a
flawed. But that's my point. We are not discussing a competent owner who knows an ounce of football. We're talking about Woody Johnson.
I saw Cal McNair, who knows probably even less than Woody, fire 2 coaches in 2 years before they got it right with D'Amico. Like, again, it's easy to say who'd want the job. Someone would take the job. It's 1 of 32. But I don't
question that.
I just think I think he's too close to Glenn, and I think there's an ego thing involved. People don't understand this as well. Woody Johnson was the ambassador, right? Ambassador Johnson. I'm sure we have that drop somewhere. When he was the ambassador, his brother was the one who hired Adam Gase, right? His brother hired Joe Douglas, who hired Robert Saleh. This is the first time since Todd Bowles and Mike McCagnon, a decade ago, 2015, that Woody actually oversaw the coach and GM search for his franchise.
And you think he's going to want to punt on these dudes?
No, that's my point
one season into it?
I agree with you. My point is, it is short-sighted because everyone's saying Glenn's on the hot seat going into next year. Does anyone actually think this is going to turn around? They're playing the AFC West next year.
He does.
I guess they're going to start.
And by the way, this isn't me disagreeing with you. I'm just
you're playing his angle. Yeah.
800-919-3776. More of this. I see people want to talk Eli. After we got off the Jet conversation in hour number 1, my man was smiling ear to ear. Now he's back to being angry.
I'm depressed.
I don't like to do that to you. Man, the fact that I still cannot believe that happened. You fixed your lips, not that part, to tell people to address him as Ambassador Johnson?
Ambassador Johnson?
I mean, he is the ambassador.
My man.
You think Woody enjoyed the fact the Jets got booed in their pregame introductions on Sunday against the Patriots?
Yeah, and what happened in the lead up to that? Because we were all over the story with the soccer coach who was supposed to kick, and then they recanted. And
the woman from Long Beach.
They just
she missed the kick too. We couldn't even have that. She just
get
give her
out
the
their
money.
own way. 800-919-3776. Ty Butler, Jake Asman. We're going to 7 o'clock. Talking to you next on the phone lines and in the YouTube comments right here on 880 ESPN and the ESPN New York app.
St. John's continues Big East play against Providence at MSG. Coverage begins tomorrow at 11:40 on 880 ESPN and the ESPN New York app.
All right, let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Overall, not too bad of a ride heading over to the outbound, George. All of your approaches in pretty good shape. Heaviest delays cross Bronx westbound. Your stop and go from Webster Avenue through to underneath the apartments. Then you want to stick with the upper deck if you can. A broken down car on the lower level blocking the right lane. Inbound, George, just about 5 to 10 for the upper deck. Outbound, Lincoln and Holland tunnels, about a 5 to 10 minute ride. Inbound at both of your tunnels, going to run you about 45 minutes. Not too bad on the belt westbound. Approaching the Verrazano in Brooklyn, you're looking good there from Cross Bay Boulevard. Eastbound side, some slowdowns over by JFK in Queens. This report is sponsored by Sesame Workshop, the nonprofit behind Sesame Street. The world needs Sesame, and right now Sesame needs you. Donate today at sesame.org. That's SESAME.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Bijan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.
Just like Bijan, we all need a strong mental game on and off the field. Make a game plan for your mental health at loveyourmindplaybook.org.
Love your mind.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
Listen up, New York. It's football season, and you should be out there enjoying every play, every tailgate, every moment. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or sciatica, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. That's where Dr. J. Shaw at Sandwell Pain comes in. He's one of New Jersey's top pain specialists, Ivy League trained, double board certified, and dedicated to getting you back in the game. Here's the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical, image-guided procedures that get real results. Dr. Shaw treats everything from neck pain, back pain, migraines, nerve pain, and chronic joint pain. And he builds a custom game plan that's right for you. Same day or next day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. And yes, most major insurances are accepted. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Go to SandwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
Listen up, football fans. You won't. Never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. 0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets, so go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
$50 to your account. You name the artist of the song.
50 Cent, come on. Hate me or love me.
Really? I got to send you $50.
Let's go.
Hate it or love it? Underdogs on top?
You're talking to someone that has seen 50 Cent at the Houston Rodeo.
Live?
That's right.
Wow. Favorite 50 song?
Probably this one right here. Or In the Club.
Where you were when you bagged your lady that you're talking to now.
I don't know what you're referring to.
What's her name again?
Mysterious Woman.
Oh.
See, you're a good one.
I know.
I
got to be better. I got to be prepared. You know, I got to be better than like Aaron Glenn is at the podium.
If you are listening to the show, Jake just told me during the break he adores you, so you have that going for you. Before we get back to the phone calls at 800-919-3776, got Jet fans and Giant fans who want to chime in. I'm excited to talk to y'all. Want to remind you that Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it is Tully time.
Yeah, it's Tully time. Tully time. It's Tully time.
My bad, Donald. My bad, Peter. The Knicks host the Hawks with coverage immediately following us on 880 at 7. I saw my man Ray Santiago touchdown, so you know it's on site tonight with the Knicks hosting the Hawks.
It stinks Trae Young is not playing, though.
7-18 against the Knicks in his career, but he did have that playoff series.
And it'd be nice to really stick it to the Hawks again with him out there.
Rolling the dice at half court, not great. No.
Like the Knicks fan will never forget Trae Young. There's been moments where I've been leaving games this year at the Garden, and like it's like a funny thing for the Knicks fan to do. They just start chanting F Trae Young. I'm like, he's not even in the game. He didn't even play tonight.
How about this?
It's like the F Altuve stuff the Yankee fans still do.
I need a third name. Give me a third name. All right. Cuddle, marry, trash. You detest as a Knicks fan. Embiid, Halliburton, Young.
Well, this is a good one. Embiid, Halliburton, Young. I'm gonna trash Halliburton.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like him, but I respect him more than I do the other two.
The choke sign in game one?
I respect him as a player. He's really good. Embiid is a dirty player. And Trae Young is just annoying and not as good as Halliburton. Like, I have respect for Halliburton. Trae Young, you just gave his record against the Knicks. Congrats, you beat a Knicks team that had Elfrid Payton as its point guard in the playoffs. Awesome. So, I really can't stand Embiid, but Young is even more annoying. At least Embiid is one of the MVPs, more accomplished. So, we will cuddle, I guess. It's kind of weird to do CMT with people I don't like. But I guess in this scenario here, we'd cuddle Young and then marry Embiid, if that makes sense. If I'm doing it in reverse of who I dislike the most.
I asked that in a way that was odd. So, yeah.
And the choke sign was just like it obviously was brutal as a Knicks fan, but like, you know why he did it. It's because of Reggie Miller and all that. I was at that game.
They won it over. Yo, I was at the game. We talked. I was at the game, but I had to do radio after, so I left. When the Knicks were up, whatever it was, 9 with a minute left.
You're like, surely they're going to win this game.
And then I heard the buzz outside the Garden. I'm like, what's going on here? And sure enough, Tyrese Halliburton did that thing. The Rangers faced the Panthers in a Winter Classic. That is Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew. Try the new Tullamore Dew honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. 800-919-3776.
Ty, did you see how the Rangers entered Lone Depot Park or whatever the Miami Marlins?
No, I didn't see it.
Little Miami Vice, like looking like a white party.
No, I got to check it out. Is this on Twitter?
It's something. I'll send it to you guys.
All right, send it to me. We got the picks coming up next at 5:45. So let's get to a couple of your phone calls. We go to Emerson to talk to Nick. Nick, what's good, my man?
What's going on, gentlemen? First, I just want to say you guys are doing a fantastic job.
Thank you, brother.
With everybody off, Jake covering in the morning, Ty in the afternoon. I just want to give you guys your kudos.
Thank you, Nick.
These shows have not missed one beat. So credit to you guys. Now, Jake and Ty, your culinary trash to Jake. That just got me thinking. It's going to get me off my point real quick because I'm a diehard Knicks fan. I'm actually a lot like Jake. I am very passionate about all four of my sports teams. We differ on a couple, and I have red hair, so I guess I must be Jake Jace. Yeah, I know, redheaded Italian. It's a little crazy, but I'm going Halliburton. I hate Halliburton the most.
Really?
Granted, Jake, you kidding me? It's actually funny, Jake. I went to the Indiana game in Indiana in the playoff game last year when we came back from, the big comeback and we won, and you actually commented on my tweet because I was wearing a Taj Gibson jersey. So just a little fun fact for you there. But that man, he ripped our soul out last year in game one of he ripped our soul out. Like Embiid, he's a dirty player, but he's done nothing to us.
Yeah.
We beat him in the playoffs.
Yeah, I separate like the competition on the court from like a person I genuinely don't like. I think Embiid, like the way he like grabbed Mitchell Robinson's leg and made that injury worse 2 years ago, that really bothered me. Look, I'm not a fan of all three, but for different reasons. If you wanted to put Halliburton as the guy you hate the most, essentially, I have no problem with that, Nick. But that was kind of my thought process. Like Embiid was actually like trying to injure a Knick player. Halliburton was just really good. His team was really good, and they beat the Knicks in a playoff series.
Yeah, two different things. I totally understand. If you want to look at it that spectrum, then I agree, and the other spectrum, yep. But just real quick, and again, I'm sorry, both you guys are Jets fans. I feel awful for you, Jake. You are 100% right. Aaron Glenn needs to go. If the Jets draft a quarterback under his regime, good luck, buddy. And just real quick on the Eli Manning thing, I totally agree with you guys. Obviously, not obviously, but I'm a diehard Giant fan. I literally have only Giant tattooed on my back because I love Eli that much. I didn't probably think he was a first ballot, but a couple things, and again, you guys say he will get in eventually. I genuinely think that, and Mike Greenberg said it best when he made the argument, writing the history of the NFL, you literally cannot do that without Eli Manning. And he wasn't some just like journeyman quarterback that lucked into 2 Super Bowls. He played his best football in the playoffs against the biggest names and beat literally the greatest team ever assembled in New England in 2007. And then he did it again 4 years later when Bill and Tom were clenching to get their revenge on him. And he beat him again. 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions in those playoff runs.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. To me, the clutchness, I get he's only 500. He's top 10 in passing touchdowns, passing yards, all these things. I get it, the 500 record. He doesn't have the MVPs. He doesn't have the All-Pros. But 2011 season alone, he carried the 32nd ranked defense and the 30th ranked rushing game to a Super Bowl, and he played unbelievably the whole year. I think only Aaron Rodgers was a better quarterback that year. To me, it's a shoo-in, guys.
Well, he beat that. And so your point, Nick, he beat Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs that year.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
They're 15-1.
Yeah, he beat him. So we appreciate the call. We're in agreement. We were just, toying with the idea that, certain people find it to be a hot take, which I don't think it is at all. If you don't think Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer, I disagree with you. I'm not going to go crazy about it because there is a counterpoint to his Hall of Fame candidacy. Vinny's in Staten Island. What's up, Vinny?
What's up, guys? I just first want to say it's refreshing hearing you guys talk the truth about Aaron Glenn. Because when you listen to LeGregor and Kay and all these guys, all they did was throw softball questions at Salah.
LeGregor? Did you say LeGregor?
You guys,
Connor?
Yeah, you guys are refreshing. Aaron Glenn, Jake, you made a whole point before about first-year head coaches getting fired and how the team came back the next year. That was tremendous. That was great. And, I mean, this guy just has no clue what he's doing. It's like to make him have all these draft picks next, it's just, and they got to get rid of the GM too. And I'm sick and tired of hearing about the owner. The owner doesn't set offensive schemes, make defensive schemes. The owner just has to pick a head coach. That's all he has to do.
Yeah, but that's
all right, guys,
that's proven to be difficult for this owner.
Thank you for the call.
I know,
Vinny.
but you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you, Vinny. It's proven to be a tough challenge for this owner to pick the right head coach.
Look at Dolan. Sell the team, James. Well, now no one's saying that because he hired Leon Rose. Tom Thibodeau is where it all started. The problem is Woody made these hires, and the hope was that they got it right and they finally could get back on track. There's no signs of that. There's no evidence of that. And I could argue the fact they have all these picks now and have these salary cap resources, this would be the time to do it. And just to reset for those tuning in, I made the point that people often say when I argue against Aaron Glenn, well, if you fire him, it will just set the franchise back. And I think that is utter nonsense because if you look at the history of coaches that were one and done, the recent history since 2018, the replacement made the playoffs almost in every example I'm about to give you, Ty. Chip Kelly, replacement, Kyle Shanahan. Obviously made the playoffs in his tenure.
And a Super Bowl.
He is still there right now. Steve Wilkes in 2018, fired after a year. Cliff Kingsbury made the playoffs with Kyler Murray during his tenure there. Freddie Kitchens in 2019, one and done in Cleveland. Kevin Stefanski came in, two-time Coach of the Year. Obviously has had some success. Might be fired and available now for the Giants or someone else to hire this go-around. Urban Meyer, 2021, fired, didn't even make it through the year. Replaced by Doug Peterson, won a playoff game, made the playoffs, obviously, in that first year. I did radio in Houston during the David Culley, Lovie Smith back-to-back one-and-dones. That led to DeMeco Ryans. Texans have won 10-plus games, 3 straight years. They've won a playoff game the last 2. He's still the coach there. We'll see what happens this year. Nathaniel Hackett, enough said, led to Sean Payton. Sean Payton, playoffs, not in his first year, went 8-9 with Russell Wilson, then drafted Bo Nix in the playoffs last year. Might be the 1 seed, probably will this year. Frank Reich with a win tomorrow after he was fired by the Panthers. Dave Canales, who replaced Frank Reich, would have the Carolina Panthers in the playoffs in his second year. Gerard Mayo, that leads to Mike Vrabel, enough said. And then Antonio Pierce hasn't worked, but it got them to Pete Carroll. He'll probably be fired. But now they have the number 1 pick, and they probably could get a legit coach for Fernando Mendoza.
And if you just look at Jet history as far as awful first years, like to this extent, Saleh, Cote, and now Aaron Glenn, it would suggest to you that those things don't get turned around.
Yeah, I mean, only the stat is only 2 other Jet coaches have ever lost 14 or more games in a single season. So if Aaron
Saleh
Glenn,
and Cote.
Well, so Saleh, he actually won more games. He was 4-13.
Yeah.
So we're talking about a scenario here, Ty, where it will be just Gase in 2020, Cote in 96, and Aaron Glenn as the only 3 coaches in New York Jets history to lose 14 games or more in a season. Now, I acknowledge there is the extra game with the 17th game, but still, we're talking about one of the worst teams in Jet history. We're talking about one of the worst defenses and offenses combined in Jet history, and they might only legitimately have 1 win if their special teams unit was not elite. That's how bad it's been.
800-919-3776. We will take your phone calls next. We will also do our NFL picks. We have them from Don, from Hahn, and from Rosenberg. And I guess Jake and I will get involved in the action.
Oh, I love the picks.
Uncle Evan put us on to a little chat GPT.
These are from the brain. I'm not going to use the AI model.
Trickery. So let's do that next right here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, streaming live on YouTube and on the ESPN New York app.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Make cancer screening a part of your annual healthcare routine. New York Presbyterian offers a full range of cancer screenings, including lung, cervical, prostate, colorectal, breast, and more. Regular cancer screenings could save your life by detecting cancer at its earliest, most treatable stages. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester. Learn more at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
Hi, it's Chuck Devine with SnowCountry.com. Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Dry and chilly through the weekend means lots of snowmaking, that same snowmaking that got all the trails open nearby in the first place. And snowcats get out with the groomers to make the snow smooth and loose and improving every day at Shawnee and the Poconos. They're on a dozen trails, Mountain Creek, New Jersey on 30 trails. Snow tubing for both those spots and for Camelback, too. Mount Peter and Thunder Ridge, both on 60% of their terrain in southern New York. Wyndham's cranking the snow guns on the west side, and Bel Air's on 90% of their terrain. Gore Mountain and Whiteface, both with 16 miles of groomed, loose, and frozen granular. Jiminy Peak, 26 trails, groomed, loose, and frozen granular in the Berkshires. Stratton on 60 trails and Killington on 70, riding their gondolas in Vermont.
You don't just ski or ride, you dominate. At Killington, we fuel your adventure. Be the beast. Ski and ride Killington.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. A jacuzzi bath system fits in your existing tub space. It's a no-mess installation with an amazing style selection, factory-certified installers, and a limited lifetime warranty. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599 right now and get 50% off installations with no interest and no payments for 12 months. Replace that old bathtub today with a walk-in shower for a safer bathing experience. If you have lived in your home for over 15 years, it's time to remodel your bathroom. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599. 800-717-4599.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope. It's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
What's the game called?
Football. These are the Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg Pro Picks.
That's football!
All right, let's do it. So entering week 18. Now, Busick, did you guys decide how you're going to do the playoffs? Like, are you picking every game? Or
it's
still TBD?
Interesting that you bring that up, Ty. Last year we did that. Now, that was a unique circumstance where the show kind of started midway through the end of the year into the playoffs. So to get a new tournament going, we tried to do a pick 'em all. I'm sure that there would be one person in particular that would love a pick 'em all, and Peter.
That's the only way he's got a shot.
Keep himself alive, but to be honest, haven't had that conversation with them yet. I think that Don, knowing Don, loving the competitor he is, he would want to do that. So right now, I think it's going to be the 3 games, and then it'll dwindle down, but we'll see.
All right, so Don's coming off of a 3-0 week. Peter went 1-3.
Yikes.
Allen also went 1-3.
Yikes. You want to be picking your best as the playoffs near.
Yeah, you want to be getting hot.
Hot at the right time.
Hot at the right time. So, with that said, we do have picks for the guys. Don LaGreca, 1-point play. He's going Eagles minus 4.5. Eagles down 6 starters. So, I don't know if that's the right play, but Washington's going to be starting Josh Johnson, so maybe it is.
Jet legend Josh Johnson.
Yes, you're right about that. 2-point play for Don. Rams minus 7.5, coming off of back-to-back losses, so maybe a get-right game for L.A. And then you've got San Francisco. Are we going, you said 2.5, right? We're going 2.5? San Francisco.
The line moved again somehow, yeah.
Plus 2.5 against the Seahawks in the much-anticipated game tomorrow night to decide the number 1 seed. Allen, 1-point play. Pittsburgh, Sunday Night Football, plus 3.5. He's not scared of Lamar Jackson being back. He's going to take Chicago minus 3 with his 2-point play. That would lock up the number 2 seed in the NFC. And he, like Don, will go with San Francisco plus 2.5 for his 3-3-3-point play. Peter, this was a buzzer beater for what, the 3rd straight week? Peter's locked into these picks. He's going Buffalo minus 6.5. So no respect for the Aaron Glenn-led Jets.
6.5 it's down to?
Yeah, man. Josh Allen, he's going to play 1 step. That's his 1-point play. He, like Allen, with his 2-point play, is going to go Chicago minus 3. Everyone's on the bandwagon of San Francisco plus 2.5. Makes me nervous.
Well, I know what I'm
should.
Look at these boys and their records
It absolutely
this
should
year.
horrify
Might have to
you.
go the other way. So, Jake, how about you kick us off with your 3 picks?
Well, let's make it clear. If all 3 of them are on one team, Mr. Pusick tells me I should be on the other side. So I love Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks laying the 2.5 points. That would be my 3-point play.
3.
Game number 2. Apparently, it was 6.5 when Peter placed the pick. I'm seeing 7.5 on FanDuel right now, so I guess I need Arbiter Anthony to determine what the line is.
Well, put it this way, Jake. You could go with whatever you want on that one.
Nobody cares.
Feel like what an arbiter would say.
Let me because you guys are running off of the live lines. We have a cover 5 game that the lines are locked in at a certain time. But if all 3 of these guys are on the same one, I'm going to give them the benefit of giving them the other line.
Okay.
So that 2.5, and as that's fluctuated.
Is that
so
cool?
What'd
you say?
Fluctuated?
Oh, I thought you said something else.
No, that would have been something if I did though. I appreciate you though.
Anyway,
so what do you? Where are you seeing, Jake? What are you saying?
7.5 as the Bills a favorite over the Jets. Either way, I think the Jets are going to get killed. They quit on their head coach last week. Josh Allen might not play the whole game, but I think he'll play maybe at the beginning. And again, it's the last game ever in that stadium. They have all their old alumni back. They're going to be juiced up. They're still going to be motivated. They don't want to lose to the Jets in their last ever game in that building. The Jets can't score. They're starting Brady Cook. The defense is horrific. Brandon Stevens might not play, so the secondary has a bunch of guys that no one has even ever heard of for the most part. I'm taking the Bills. I'll lay whether it's 6.5 or 7.5.
We'll give you the 6.5 because you're on the show, and that's the line that they're going with. We'll give you the 6.5.
6.5, 7. It could be 10. It could be 14. I think they lose by at least 20. I love the Bills in this spot.
Just
so
as long as the Jets don't get a blocked field goal. And that is your 3-point play?
Make that the 2-point play. Why not? And then 1-point play.
3-point play.
Ravens at the Steelers. I have a rule. When Mike Tomlin's an underdog, you take the points. It has been very profitable in his tenure. It's been profitable even this year. Steelers getting 3.5 at home. I don't know how they necessarily do it because DK is still suspended, but I think Rodgers finds a way, and they go to the playoffs and win the AFC North. So give me the 3.5. I think they not only cover, but I think Pittsburgh at home wins outright.
I'm with you for my 1-point play. I am taking, begrudgingly, the Seahawks minus 2.5, and a line that just does not make sense. I think San Francisco the last couple of weeks have proven to be the best team in the NFC. So I will take the Seahawks just going against that logic because the line doesn't make sense. I'll take the Seahawks minus 2.5 for my 1-point play. For my 2-point play, I am going with Chicago -3 in a game that could clinch the number 2 seed. 3-point play. I'm seeing 4.5, but everyone's going with 3.5 so we can have some continuity here. Give me Pittsburgh, Aaron Rodgers, Mike Tomlin at home to cover the 3.5 points. I don't know that they win, but I think that's a field goal game, and that is my 3-3-3-point play. 800-919-3776. If you're on hold, stay there. But coming up next might be the greatest ENN of 2026 so far. Anthony Pusick, he joins the show with ENN right here on DHR, ESPN New York, and streaming live on YouTube.
FanDuel Friday is turning it up with NBA Happy Hour. Every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern, FanDuel is dropping limited-time specials to get you in the zone. Boosts, bonuses, surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. This isn't just another promo, it's your weekly pregame. NBA Happy Hour every Friday, 6 to 7:30 Eastern, only on FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Visit FanDuel.com/local to grab your reward before the clock expires. 21 and over and physically present in New York, opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration. Leg requirements and max wager amounts. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
All right, let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Overall, not too bad of a ride heading over to the outbound, George. All of your approaches in pretty good shape. Heaviest delays cross Bronx westbound. Your stop and go from Webster Avenue through to underneath the apartments. Then you want to stick with the upper deck if you can. A broken down car on the lower level blocking the right lane. Inbound, George, just about 5 to 10 for the upper deck. Outbound, Lincoln and Holland tunnels, about a 5 to 10 minute ride. Inbound at both of your tunnels, going to run you about 45 minutes. Not too bad on the belt westbound. Approaching the Verrazano in Brooklyn, you're looking good there from Cross Bay Boulevard. Eastbound side, some slowdowns over by JFK and Queens. This report is sponsored by Sesame Workshop, the nonprofit behind Sesame Street. The world needs Sesame, and right now Sesame needs you. Donate today at sesame.org. That's SESAME.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station. This is an ENN Special Report. Now reporting...
The very handsome Jewish man, Peter Rosenberg.
We should talk some sports. Do what you want. It's ENN.
All right. I I preferred it when he had his own open, but there's some rules we got to circumvent. Anthony Pusik's here with DNN. What's up,
Rules
Anthony?
and regulations. Boys, how we doing?
That's not Peter.
That's not me.
I'm just glad that a Ranger game's not on because you might be
looking this way.
You might have been punching on DNN if the Rangers are playing.
So you've seen the Miami Vice Rangers get up now. What do you think of how that's
Gotta
looking?
say, man, looking fly. The only criticism is we need some personality.
Yeah.
Talk to the NH, your man Gary Bettman. Get something going with the swag and the personality. We need that.
We added to the binder that me and Don have that we're going to present to Gary.
How to fix hockey?
How to fix hockey.
Well, step one was getting Don the Devil's job.
Yes, we ripped out that piece of the binder. Now we
got to
the
get
other
you
stuff.
involved.
No more shootouts. Go back to ties. Jake would appreciate that.
I do enjoy it.
You enjoy the shootout?
Yeah, I mean,
oh, come on.
I don't hate it for the regular season. I'm glad it's not there for the playoffs.
Well, of course.
I do think 3-on-3 for overtime should be longer though.
I don't disagree with you at all.
Like, I think it's too short because especially, I mean, you know this, if you just get the possession, so much of it is like who can get the possession first, a lot of times scores. I think it should be a little longer, though, because sometimes, like, the entire period is drained and then you get to the shootout and, like, the other team hasn't even possessed the puck.
It's funny, Ty, they actually were considering a basketball-style backcourt violation because what teams will do is they'll take the puck and they'll just bring it past the red line and go back into their defensive zone to set up. They actually are going to try and limit it where if you're not being pressured, you can't physically bring the puck back past the red line.
I like
leading to more actual play as opposed to just holding the puck for too long.
Now, do you guys hate each other's guts? You're the Islanders person, so y'all got soft.
The thing that's interesting about
back in my day, you sat in a room with an Islanders and a Rangers fan, and it came to blows.
I have respect for this man's fandom.
Oh, I won't speak for Jake on this, but I think he agrees with me on this. The Rangers and Islanders, during their times of being good in our lifetime, were never good together.
At the same time.
In 94, when the Rangers beat the Islanders in the playoffs, the Rangers were far superior at that time. The Islanders weren't, and they haven't faced each other since that moment.
Did you enjoy that experience?
The Rangers being the Islanders in 94?
Yeah.
I wasn't alive, so no.
I was not either.
So exactly. Is there a rivalry? Of course. And do the fans hate each other? Yes. Have we? I think the Devils and the Rangers probably is more of a rivalry for me because they've beaten us in the playoffs in my lifetime in times where I thought we were good enough to win the Stanley Cup. So that's a little annoying. But
when's the next time the Islanders and the Rangers square off?
Well, they just played at UBS last week.
Again, the Islanders just killed them.
And when's the next time?
I don't know. Do you know off the top of your head, Anthony?
I don't know off the top because they don't play as
twice
much
this
either,
year.
which is annoying.
Whenever the next time that is, winner gets to punch the other guy in the face. How about that?
Ty loves the violence.
I was about to say, what's up with you and violence?
Violence
you know what
is
it
not
is?
the answer.
He likes
what it
stirring the
is?
pot.
Alex Monaco the other day.
You wanted to punch him in the face?
No, I love Alex. But he was...
Sounds like you want to punch him in the face.
He was concerned about pedestrian etiquette.
Oh, this was crazy.
And, like, people are like shouldering him because he just moved to New York City a couple years ago, so he's not familiar with like the aggressiveness.
He's not
and
used
the
to it by
urgency.
now?
He's not used to it. So
He
I
didn't know
think
what
that's
to
still
do.
living inside of me.
You know what I didn't do, which is a shame, and I apologize. 6:05 already. This is a true ENN. 6:05. I haven't done what I'm supposed to do yet. I didn't say good evening to everybody, so I'd like to say good evening to Ty.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to be able to, grab on some buns.
Okay, and Jake, good evening
Thought I
to
had
you
more
as well.
time to get this fully down the throat.
There we go. All right.
When did I say that?
I don't know. Not today. Clean day for you boys. Not entirely
Oh,
clean.
you know what that was?
That might have been with
Jordan.
Yep.
Yeah. So Renan almost died on the air because he had some fruit that got stuck in his throat.
What happens on that morning show, by the way?
It was a little wild this past week, but
You were asleep?
He was describing what happened to him, and I was like, oh, so you were basically thinking I just couldn't get it down quick enough. I tried to sneak a real bite in.
Play the drop again, please.
Yeah, it's tough. Thought I had more time to get this fully down the throat.
So when your girlfriend hears that, what's she thinking? I made the wrong decision?
This is...
You know what? I don't know.
She's like, wait, I'm confused.
We'd
I
have to
didn't
ask her.
realize-
She's actually on the line right now.
Yeah, is she Richard in Manhattan?
Wow. That was amazing. A little, you get some free dental care at least, at the very least.
He's putting things down his throat. He might need some dental care.
All right. You know what? There's so much going on in the world of sports and so much to get to. I think now's an appropriate time as ever to give us a little game time, Ty.
Game time brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it's telling time. The Knicks, they play the Hawks tonight. That's a game you can hear right here on 880. You've got the Rangers against the Panthers in the Winter Classic. That's 10:50, starting at 7:30. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cast, matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly.
I did hear a rumor, by the way. Gary Bettman will be making an appearance on the Rangers broadcast.
Really?
I heard that might be a little birdie told me, Ray Santiago, that he's efforted that. He's very good at what he does.
What?
On no sleep, mind you.
That's a handsome man.
Ray?
Yeah.
Absolutely. We have a very good looking station overall.
Would you say? How would you top 3 producers as far as handsomeness?
Oh, wow.
And just realize who you work with.
Well, let me tell you, Jacob number 1.
Especially with the haircut.
And then you almost have to go Ray Santiago and RJ.
So
that
they have,
show.
Which, wow. So think about Dave Rothenberg.
Mm-hmm.
Just weighing them down. Because Ray and RJ are good looking. Rick's good looking. And then there's Dave. That's a tough look.
Did you hear about the international incident he almost had?
I did.
I'm surprised that he came back, to be
I'm
honest
disappointed
with you.
that...
You're disappointed he came back.
You're threatening someone. And instead of threatening them the right way, you're like, I'll throw feces on you, which kind of, detonates the whole threatening thing. Did you hear that?
I knew that Dave said that he was going to, get arrested for fighting a local. But this
Well,
person wasn't a local. It was someone else on vacation.
Someone standing in front of the TV was demanding Bills-Eagles, which he had every right to do. Would you rather watch Bills-Eagles or Giants-Raiders? They got into it, and then instead of Dave saying, I'll punch you in the face, he's like, I'll throw feces on you.
That's a lot.
You ever throwing feces on someone?
See, but I think I'm more worried about the guy throwing feces than the guy throwing the punch.
They've got screws loose. I hear it.
Well, that's our Dave.
I hear it.
That we say international incident. When I read that, I was like, that was great. Compared to what I thought could happen if the Giants beat the Raiders, that was fantastic.
If he gets arrested on vacation, well, that'd be good news for you. Because you were filling in, you get to just keep. So were you rooting for Dave to get arrested?
I was rooting for Dave's
Come on, be honest.
happiness.
But you wouldn't have been opposed to him being arrested if it meant you could continue to do the show.
No, I like Dave too much as a person for him to be arrested. He's got a family. He's got a wife.
A family he clearly doesn't care about because he left them for the entire day on vacation.
For one of the days. See, it's crazy. I actually relate more to Dave than I think most because like how he is with the Giants is how I am with the Jets.
Oh, boy.
So I get it. Now, do I think I'd be arrested?
You don't have kids.
No, I don't.
Did you go to a Hilton when they lost to the...
Yeah. When they lost to Ben Roethlisberger in the 3rd and 6, did you leave and go to a hotel?
I sat in silence for like 2 hours at my uncle's house.
Pulling out Hahn, drive a bike all the way down Long Island, reach the tip and go, I got to turn back?
Yeah, the tip down the throat is all coming together.
I knew where it was. You see, I knew where it was going.
What type of show
and I
is
did
this?
it
anyway. I did it anyway. I thought we were more mature than that.
It's
Clearly, I was
afternoon
wrong.
drive, guys. We got to be careful. There could be kids in the car coming home from soccer practice.
If you're practicing right now for soccer, that's dedication.
All power to you.
It is cold, unless you're indoors, of course. We're starting to learn that if you get the bye in the college football playoff, it does not bode well for you.
Not great.
Miami, who everybody was questioning whether they should make it in over Notre Dame, they had no problem beating Ohio State 2 nights ago on New Year's Eve. That was a 24-14 game. But it was Indiana and Fernando Mendoza that all Jets fans' eyes were on. They beat Alabama 38-3, the first team with a bye in the college football playoff to actually win their game at the Rose Bowl yesterday. And Curt Cignetti, after the game, was talking about how his team was not afraid of the moment.
Well, I mean, why should it be too big? Because our name's Indiana. We got a lot of veteran starters. They've played a lot of successful football in their careers. They have high character. They have great leadership and character on this football team. You know, we've come through in the clutch moments, so I'm proud of the way that they responded and prepared and met this challenge, and it's a great win.
See, that wasn't my fault. I didn't instigate that.
No.
That just happened. Can't blame me for that.
I didn't do anything. He's a good coach, man. I mean,
Great
look,
coach. Oh, my God.
Indiana, not exactly the powerhouse of the Big Ten for football. You'd be hearing basketball, you'd be all for it. But Curt Cignetti comes in. He's got this quarterback in Fernando Mendoza. He coaches him up. They dismantled Alabama.
That was a thrashing.
They did not. You want to talk about a team that didn't look like they deserved to be in the college football playoff? That was Alabama yesterday. We didn't escape it. Remember Fernando Mendoza's post-game press conference against Ohio State when they won the Big Ten? Here he was on ESPN after the win.
What a historic venue, the Rose Bowl, one of the best venues in all of sports. It's just a great conglomerate of individuals coming together and really forming complementary football. Coach Sig has hit on us no complacency. And especially when you have a bye, it's tough to get in the rhythm of football. But once we got our feet on the ground, we knew that we're going to stick together and come out with this W.
He stares at the screen too. He is an interesting guy, man.
He looks like Michael Kay addressing the Met fans after they collapsed on that YouTube video that went super viral from the station. He stares right into the camera.
Wait, the Mets collapsed?
Oh no,
that did happen.
That's shocking.
He's this. I don't.
By the way, a text from Dave Rothenberg. He's not too pleased with me.
With me or you?
No, with me.
Oh,
I'm taking shots at him. But what Dave has to realize, and you remember this from the Saturday show, that's affection.
Clearly,
every relationship is different. Some people, make out at 12 o'clock on New Year's, right?
1 second
Others,
holiday.
Beat each other up verbally. It's just, tomato. I love you, Dave.
Listen, credit to Rick and Dave, by the way, because they were sold a bag of lies. Everybody's back today.
Oh man, they got hit with the yoke-y doke.
Everybody's gonna be back today.
They were
Rick
not
and Dave.
happy. They were not happy.
And it's so perfect for John to do it because they're the first show.
Well, yeah. What are they gonna do? What's gonna happen?
John, good job, John.
Oh man,
but it was great to hear from them this morning.
Oh, of course, love those guys.
Yo,
I was glad to see that Dave was okay.
Yo, if the Giants beat the Cowboys on Sunday,
I don't know what's gonna happen.
Well, they fall to 7. That's what would happen.
Oh man,
they potentially could fall to 7 if they win.
And the news that Joe Shane's coming back.
I was just gonna say Dave Rothenberg having to react to getting the 7th pick and his GM coming back.
I'll set my alarm for 5 a.m. on Monday.
Man,
I mean, who's going to be more upset? Ray Santiago, who's the Cowboys fan?
I don't think Ray would be upset.
It'll be Dave.
Okay.
5 a.m. That's earlier than Dave wakes up for a show.
No, now you're just piling
Love
on.
you, Dave.
That's not nice. That wasn't nice. Phillip Rivers not starting this weekend. In fact, it's Riley Leonard for the Colts, but he was on Rich Eisen's show earlier and was asked, would you come back again if asked?
Nah. I mean, y'all answer the phone and probably, if that happened, and be flattered that they even would consider it. But no, because even these last 4 years, had the situation come up, I was out unless our football season was done. I just wasn't going to leave the guys, our team mid-season or leave before the year started.
Give him a blank check to be the quarterback coach for the Jets next year. So he's working with whoever they draft.
He loves his kids, man. He said he wasn't gonna, if he took the job, it wouldn't be until after he was done with his high school season. I think his high school he coaches. That was something, man. I mean, I saw him go out there with the pot belly and whatever was going on, and I thought this is going to be an unmitigated disaster.
And he was so solid.
It wasn't a disaster.
He had better games than most of the Jet quarterback starts this year.
Also a damning.
He was on Phillip Rivers. All right, I pulled it up because I knew I had this. So he went on with Kay Adams. Mm-hmm. He's 105 yards shy of passing Big Ben on the all-time list, which would make him 7th. And Kay asked him about it, like, why not go for it? And he said he's just uninterested in getting it that way.
Well,
like to leave the game for 5 years and after playing a meaningless Week 18, it would feel like, a cheap passing.
I'd say this. If you're Riley Leonard and you don't play this week, I think you should ask for a trade before the season's even over. It's like, I think I'm good. I can't beat out Phillip Rivers on a game that doesn't matter, doesn't mean anything. I'm all set. I think
they don't even have their pick. So people are like, oh, well, obviously they want to get a higher draft pick. Well, they don't have their first-round picks at the Sauce Gardner trade.
You should feel good about that, though. That
By
Riley
the way,
Leonard is starting this week.
If the Giants beat the Cowboys, Dave Rothenberg says he's going to sleep in like Jake Asman.
Now you're getting shots. You didn't even say anything to Dave.
I know. I actually defended Dave's honor. I said he's got a family.
Yeah,
it's tough.
Look,
I got to own it, man. I mean, the phone situation happened. We missed the first hour on Monday.
Not that that hasn't happened to everybody at some point.
You just got to...
You still get paid the same, though, right?
Let's hope.
So you kind of won. You got a chance to sleep in an extra hour. Paycheck stayed the same.
We found out Jordan...
Ended up with the vibrator. Like
Jordan
emerged victorious
let's be
here,
clear,
buddy.
a pulsating alarm clock.
Okay.
That's I don't know if that's better.
I might need you to post that up so I can see it because a guy might need to invest in it.
The pulsating alarm clock?
Oh, yeah.
You're
get it right
asking
on
Jake
Amazon.
for pictures of his pulsating alarm clock?
Hey, Jake, whenever you get a chance.
He says he's never getting out of bed. So
You say
need
Jake
to
or
root-
hey Jake?
Say Jake.
Say Jake.
You need to root for the morning show could be yours. He says he's done. Like if the Giants win on Sunday, he's done. It's over.
I don't think he realizes, obviously, yes, you prefer the number one pick. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
7?
7 would
When you
be,
look at the
yes.
value chart, it's a humongous deal.
We don't have to freak out, though, when they have the quarterback already in place.
But his point is when when you're this bad,
Right, you want to be able to trade
there
out and
should
get the
be
haul.
a prize at the end.
Now, keep in mind, what prize is that? Because if Ty Simpson doesn't come out or Moore doesn't come out, and it looks like Ty Simpson needs of the year in Alabama. We just talked about how Indiana just absolutely decimated them. Who is that other prize? Because Mendoza's going number 1, it seems like, no matter what.
But there's still going to be a great player in the draft a team could covet that the Giants aren't interested
The
in.
Jet fan has more of a right to be upset if they accidentally win with the Bills playing Mitch Trubisky and backups on Sunday than the Giant fan.
Don't
The
get me
Giants
wrong.
have Dart. The Jets need a quarterback.
I
They don't have
want the
anything.
high pick, too. Don't get me wrong. I just don't know how much more valuable it is now if there's not going to be 3 quarterbacks coming out
If
of
the
this draft.
Jets win on Sunday, Dave, I'm sleeping with you, buddy.
Okay.
You sleeping, I'm sleeping. We in bed together, my
Alarm
man.
clock and all. Hey, listen.
It's been some show.
This has been some show, and it's Friday. A football Friday.
Oh,
and there's only
good.
one thing to do on ENN on a football Friday. That is the last regular season NFL announcer lineup. Yes. Double dip on the mothership. ESPN proper and ABC tomorrow. The game everybody's talking about that may not even decide the NFC South. The Carolina
How bad
Panthers
is that?
and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The win and you might be in.
Winning you might be in. My dad was so confused when I told him, yes, if Carolina wins, all good. If Tampa loses, there's now a 3-way tie. And it's like, so the Falcons can get it? No, they can't get in. All they could do is just screw up everything with a 3-team tiebreaker. Very convoluted. Go look it up. 4:30, ABC, ESPN. Chris Fowler on the call.
And the bad news gets worse.
That's right, Dan Orlovsky.
I think cream cheese is stupid.
Lewis Riddick. Oh.
You should have played the Lewis Riddick drop of him dropping an S-bomb with Jordan and I last week when we did the morning show.
I didn't know this happened.
Yeah, find that drop.
Now we
Lewis
gotta go.
Riddick, we had to dump button him.
Oh,
really?
All right, that's going to be our new drop for Lewis come the playoffs. Katie George.
You guys are a mess. I hope you guys realize.
Thank you, Katie. I appreciate that. And Peter Schrager.
It was spitting. How do you say it?
That is quite the lineup. Oh, we have Lewis Riddick.
I'm not pissed off. I could give a
Wow. Is he not familiar with like the FCC rules?
Very comfortable.
It was
Which
a
is
good
a
rant.
good thing.
It was a very good rant. I enjoyed it.
That's awesome.
That's
Good for
great.
you, Lewis.
And no straw through the first. That's big. That's big time. The night game, 8 p.m. for the NFC West. Seattle Seahawks, San Francisco 49ers, ESPN ABC. Joe Buck on the call.
I have proof Joe Buck is the spawn of Satan.
Troy Aikman,
He is so hot inside.
who apparently is going to help
The Miami
the
Dolphins.
Miami GM search.
Does he call Mike Tannenbaum before he takes on that role and
That's
kind of
not
picks his
nice.
brain a little bit?
You gotta do a show with Tannenbaum.
I was being
in 2
serious.
days.
He's going to call Jerry.
That wasn't a joke.
Hopefully, I was
that
gonna
was
say
a genuine question.
I was gonna say hopefully Mike's not listening to you, but even when he's doing a show with you, he's not listening to you.
See, that's not nice.
Lisa Salters
Welcome to the playoffs.
and Laura Rutledge.
Enjoy that flight.
They're so talented.
Did you see
and
Laura
they-
last night?
Yes.
Getting it.
Well, they are so talented, and the fact that our 2 drops for Lisa and Laura are just deadpanning the end of interviews.
She was
Enjoy
out there
that flight.
getting it.
You would think of all the people we could get drops for. The ESPN people would be easier, but we've got welcome to the playoffs and enjoy that flight.
That's laziness.
I take full responsibility for it, and I like it. We go to Sunday. Green Bay Packers, Minnesota Vikings. J.J. McCarthy will be starting for Minnesota. 1 p.m. on CBS. Spiro Didi's on the call.
That is Antetokounmpo.
Fordham Zone. He'll be joined by Adam Archuleta
Adam Golden Archuleta.
and Aditi Kinkwabala.
Trevor said he needed to be loose. Did he look loose to you?
Did he look loose, Ty?
Wait, so the David Archuleta cut isn't actually David
Archuleta, American Idol fame. Adam Archuleta is Boomer saying Adam Golden Archuleta.
My bad. Adam. I get my Adams and Davids mixed up sometimes.
That's right. It's funny. We were just looking at American Idol winners. 1 p.m. CBS, we continue. Colts, Texans, Iron Eagle on the call.
You were well bronxed in that photo.
J.J. Watt. And everyone.
The lobby is bustling. There is an energy here.
Yes.
Our good friend Evan Washburn.
That's my favorite one.
It's another one that will be locked in, never to be moved ever, because that is too good of a drop. We continue on CBS. Cleveland Browns, Cincinnati Bengals. If you're watching this game, good for you. Tom McCarthy will be on the call.
He was wide open.
I'm sure you'll be hearing that a lot. Logan Ryan. And Amanda Bailonis.
Favorite color, favorite city.
Why not? We go to Fox. Oh, yeah. Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants. Dave will be locked in on this one. For better or for worse, Kevin Kugler will be on the call.
And it's caught! It's a touchdown!
Joined by Daryl Johnston and Allison Williams.
I feel like I got invited to sit at the big kids table. This is awesome.
Well,
so
this is
thank
not
you.
the big kids table. This is an NFC East game that nobody cares about.
Well, Dak's got a chance to become the first quarterback in franchise history to lead the league in passing yards.
With the Giants secondary and the injuries, I believe that that's very well possible.
Yeah.
Very possible. Another game on Fox, and it matters. There's a chance that this game matters. The New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. If the Falcons, I believe it's win, they could play spoiler.
Yes.
Because there could be a three-way tie for the NFC South, and then the Panthers could win, and the Bucs would be out. It's going to be very exciting, and we have Chris Myers for that.
Hi, I'm Chris Myers.
Joined by Mark Schlereth.
I literally empty my bladder completely on the bench.
And Jen Hale.
You're such an effort guy.
That's right. Effort guy. We continue on Fox, 1 p.m. Tennessee Titans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Big for the Jaguars, could have seeding implications. Adam Amin on the call.
Now stands erect.
He'll be joined by Drew Brees.
I can't stand to watch that offense.
And Christina Pink.
Oh, yeah, the swagger is back.
I did not see this coming from the Jaguars. I thought that with a good offensive coach, they would be better. Trevor Lawrence has the capabilities of being better. This is, I think, a step more than I thought was possible for him.
Especially because he wasn't really good like the first 6 weeks of the season.
No.
Then he just flipped the switch.
Coaching. Again, Trevor Lawrence, generational prospect. Took him 5 years on his third coach to finally start playing like the guy they said he'd be when he was drafted out of Clemson.
And a decent guy in Peterson to coach him, too. But Liam Cohen has seemed to be pushing all the right buttons with that team. We have reached it, guys. The 4:25 slate on Sunday. Chargers, Broncos. Seeding implications for Denver. Chargers resting pretty much everybody. And, of course, you have to have hello friends for that call.
Friends.
Jim Nance with Tony Romo.
Hey, take your helmet off. Give it to me. Give it to me. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, you can't do that. That's not allowed.
And Tracy Wolfson.
Wow, what a game as we expected.
All right.
That's all we have for Tracy. She's been doing this for like 20 years.
No, I've got more for Tracy.
We're very disrespectful to the sideline
I don't
reporters
think
on
we're
this
disrespectful.
show. That's not right. We got to get better.
Let's see if we get better here. We've got Kansas City Chiefs and Las Vegas Raiders. It wasn't interesting when you saw it 3 weeks ago. It's certainly not interesting now. No Geno Smith, no Patrick Mahomes. CBS 425. Chris Lewis on the call. Kyle Long and Tiffany Blackman.
Give me a vibe check.
The vibe check is we had 2 straws in this game. What does that tell you?
Hey, this game matters because, again, if the Raiders, they could actually win with the Chiefs playing Chris Oladokun at quarterback. The Chiefs almost beat Denver on Christmas night. They would love to ruin it for the Raiders.
I couldn't believe that was a person.
When we start the profile description of the game with no Geno Smith, I'm good.
No Geno Smith.
I watched the Raiders win. Pete Carroll pulls the Lovie Smith, ruins the tank, knowing he's about to get fired. The same way Lovie did that when he was the Texans coach, knowing he was getting canned.
Could be Kelsey's last game in the NFL.
Probably burying the lead there. You're correct. It could be Travis Kelce's last game. That's probably what people will be looking for.
Is he definitely playing?
I would think so.
I would imagine.
I don't know. It kind of felt like it was a swan song when he was.
Because that was the last game at Arrowhead.
Right, but I just maybe he wanted to go out that way.
Like a WWE wrestler takes the gloves and leaves them on the.
Like Jeter did that.
He
wanted
played
the
like
last
the first
game
inning
shortstop.
against. Yeah, but so he only DH'd in that last series against the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Yep.
425 CBS Commanders, Eagles. Peter, I doubt will be locked in, but it'll be on his screen. Kevin Harlan on the call.
That guy is headed to the slammer.
He'll be joined by Ross Tucker.
They called that a hole?
And Melanie Collins.
Tyreek, what happened this morning?
Who's Well, thank you. Who's Peter rooting for in this game?
Josh Johnson?
Because he was an Eagles fan during the Super Bowl.
Listen.
So is he back to being a Commanders fan? How does that work?
I guess at this point you're rooting for the better pick for your team.
What's his team? Is it the Eagles or the Commanders?
Well, the Eagles have a playoff spot, so it wouldn't matter for them.
But is he still rooting for the Eagles?
We'd have to ask him. Maybe I'll text him. I'll find out for you.
We'll see.
The game that Jake will be locked in on, he'll have his wings, he'll have his nachos, Jets,
nachos,
Bills,
Lemonheads,
and
my dad's boat.
When you think of the Jets on Week 18, you have to think they're going to be a 425 game. It's a nice late Christmas gift for Dan Grassa, Ray Dinahan, and Greg Buttle.
What, do they got high school announcers calling this one?
By the way, Bart Scott not happy about this.
I can't imagine Bart's happy about it either. Andrew Catalan will be on the call.
Adam Catalan on the Andrew. Damn it.
No, I got it right. Thank you, Peter. Charles Davis.
Take your shots downfield, Carolina.
Jason McCourty.
It's okay, Rondé.
And A.J. Ross.
Texans running back Joe Mixon
Dapping it up.
She was actually on a Texans game this year, and it made sense, and Joe Mixon wasn't playing. It was the only time that drop made sense.
Dapping it up? How does that come up on a broadcast? I love it.
Somebody came over and dapped up Joe Mixon in the midst of the post-game press conference, but post-game on field.
Now, do you sit down and I've always wondered this. Are you the one who's going like across the interwebs to try and find drops?
Awful announcing is a big help whenever anything's funny, and then I'll go to the YouTube pages of CBS and Fox and listen to all of the 2-minute on-field interviews after the game, see if I can get anything out of that. Like in this game,
Not
Fox,
all heroes wear capes.
425. The Quinn Ewers-led Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots, who could still have seeding implications in this one. Fox, 425, as I mentioned. Joe Davis on the call.
Oh, my gosh!
Greg Olsen.
Chilling on the 7th floor. I gotta let these chickens know. Big Greg is in the house.
That is Greg Olsen.
That wasn't it.
Rapping.
Nah.
In Miami when he was a Hurricane, and it's the only clean piece of audio I could play from that rap. And if you have not listened to the rap, we'll have about a 6-minute break here. Enjoy yourself. Or
that
don't.
wasn't it, my man.
And Pam Oliver.
Don't quit your day job.
That was actually a reaction from Pam to Greg Olsen's rap. No one knows that. She wasn't being run over by a trombone or whatever it was. It was a reaction.
By the way, if
Greg
I'm
Olsen.
New England, I'm pissed that the Chargers are not playing their starters.
Yeah. You're right, Ty. It is a problem that seeding seemingly doesn't matter for these teams that are going to be on the road anyway. And look, Justin Herbert, I can understand not wanting to play him. He has a broken hand. It would be nice for that hand to heal a little bit more. But it is unfortunate that we're looking at maybe 2 or 3 games that are going to be something that we're going to want to keep an eye on this week.
Like Jets-Bills.
Like Jets-Bills.
Oh, game of all games.
Just for the blocked field goal.
If the Jets have a field goal that is blocked, that will be one of the funniest things of all time.
Probably bet that on DraftKings,
That
right?
one of the hallmarks of a positive season from Aaron Glenn's perspective.
You have to cross it out.
It's we haven't had a blocked kick all year, and I love Nick Falk. He should be in the Pro Bowl. He's one of the few actual positives from an individual standpoint with this miserable team. But if they get a kick that is blocked, that will be objectively one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Only second to if the final play of the game is an interception by a Jet. by the
Pick
Jets.
six or they're down.
That would be awesome.
Instead of 40-0, it's 40-7. They get the pick six at the end.
That would be great. Couple more games here, fellas. Rams, Cardinals, 425 on Fox. Our good friend Kenny Albert on the call.
Short man with a long stick. Yeah. We've talked about that stick in the past. We have.
Now, I assume Kenny's on the call tonight on TNT for Rangers-Panthers. So he's going to fly out of Miami, get to L.A. on Sunday. This man, he's always moving.
He makes a lot of money.
He does make a lot of money.
Good for Kenny.
Joined by his partner, Jonathan. And Megan O'Leary.
Boston College.
That's not Megan O'Leary.
The Trophy Hall of Fame, sick.
That's Megan O'Leary.
Yeah.
Now, the voice you heard is a very young Kevin Burkhardt. He'll be on the call of Lions, Bears on Fox at 425. Joined by his partner, Tom Brady.
I have a lot of friends who outkick their coverage.
Speaking of outkick their coverage, Alex Earl and Tom Brady, TMZ.
If you're Braxton Berrios, you got to just think it be. What is going through your mind?
Take the L, move on.
Your girl breaks up with you.
For Tom Brady.
And she's seen with Tom Brady. So he's a backup on the Texans. And now she's seen with the best quarterback of all time. That's got to be tough.
Is she older than Belichick's chick?
Oh, no, she's younger than Belichick's.
Really? Well, he's younger than Belichick, obviously.
Brady always trying to top Belichick.
Brady
even at this point.
He's always trying to beat Belichick.
Even at this point. Aaron Andrews.
All right, old man, I can joke with you about that.
And Tom Rinaldi.
How spectacular and great is this?
We hope it'll be a good game. This is another interesting game for a Bears team that I don't think anybody expected to take this meteoric leap this year. And now has a chance at a 2 seed. Pretty exciting. And, of course, Sunday Night Football, the loser loses their job bowl, ? Baltimore Ravens, Pittsburgh Steelers, NBC, 820, Mike Tirico on the call.
They still seem to resonate.
Dom, there are 3 teams.
Thank you, Dom. Chris Collinsworth.
I love Wicked. I saw the play. I'm sophisticated.
And Melissa Stark.
Both sidelines have chicken broth and hot chocolate.
That is your NFL announcer lineup, and that is a very long version of ENN.
What a job. Did you peep Chris Collinsworth fighting the urge not to mention Patrick Mahomes on the Sunday night broadcast? He's like he's dialed into the memes. That was funny.
He knows.
Great job, Anthony.
Thank you.
Very talented dude.
Oh,
you should do a podcast.
We had one.
Yeah.
I wonder what happened to that.
That's gone.
What happened?
Ice Chips.
Ice Chips is gone.
But why did you stop doing the
Ice
podcast?
Chips is on ice. Don's a very busy man.
But you can go solo.
For the same
Beyonce
reason,
went solo, and look how it worked out for
we've
her.
discussed this issue of why I don't have an intro. That would be the same reason as to why nobody wants me to be doing a Game Misconduct podcast by myself.
I don't like that, man. Have some more.
Do it
fun.
on your own. Do it on your YouTube channel.
I'll
That's
be
right.
a guest.
I know you would.
I can break down some
Let's do that
hockey.
By the way, you joke. You can. You definitely can.
I have.
I know you
I've
have.
done
Why
it
is Adam
before.
Fox not on the U.S. Olympic team, Anthony Pusick?
Why is Adam Fox on the U.S. Olympic team? Bill Guerin says it's not because he gave up the golden goal in Four Nations. Bob Guerin, another great drop from a previous version of this show. But I think that the U.S. Olympic Committee, whoever you want to call it, all the brain trust think that it's 1980 still, and you're not looking for the best players, you're looking for the right ones. That might come back to bite them when Jason Robertson and Adam Fox are not on this team, but I digress.
By the way, if you're in the chat, Pusick's got a girl already, so chill out, y'all. 800-919-3776. We take a break. We wrap the show with your calls next, right here on 880 ESPN and streaming live on YouTube.
It's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Friends, it's football season, the best time of the year. You should be out there tailgating, cheering on your team, and enjoying every Sunday. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, sciatica, or nerve pain, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. You don't have to live like that. There's help. Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain is New Jersey's top pain specialist. He's Ivy League trained, double board certified, and is dedicated to helping you get back in the game. Here's what makes the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical image-guided procedures that deliver real results. Dr. Shaw treats neck pain, back pain, joint pain, migraines, nerve pain, and sciatica with a plan that's customized for you. Same-day and next-day appointments are available, and with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, relief is always close. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Visit SandwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Most major insurances are accepted. That's SandwellPain.com. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
Think Verizon, the best 5G network, is expensive? Think again. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store today and we'll give you a better deal. Now, what to do with your unwanted bills? Ever seen an origami version of the Statue of Liberty? Jokes aside, Verizon has the most ways to save on phones and plans where everyone in the family can choose their own plan and save. So bring in your bill to your local Verizon store today and we'll give you a better deal. Rankings based on Root Metric True Score report data to 1H2025. Your results may vary. Must provide a postpaid consumer mobile bill data within the past 45 days. Bill must be in the same name as the person looking at the deal. Additional terms apply.
FanDuel Friday is turning it up with NBA Happy Hour. Every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern, FanDuel is dropping limited-time specials to get you in the zone. Boost, bonuses, surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. This isn't just another promo. It's your weekly pregame NBA Happy Hour every Friday, 6 to 7:30 Eastern, only on FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern, FanDuel is dropping limited-time specials to get you in the zone. Boost, bonuses, surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. Visit FanDuel.com/local to grab your reward before the clock expires. 21 plus and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
So we hit on this during the end, and shout out Anthony Pusick. That's a star. And you know what the problem is? Him being that good might be bad for us because Winthrop might just decide next year around this time, why bring in Jake and Ty when we can just have Pusick do the show?
Get ready to join that union, Pusick.
I don't know, man. That's a tough one. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. So Anthony, you chill out over there. Easy. He brought up the college football playoff, and now with this new iteration of the format, 1 and 7 are the teams that get a bye. So there's really, and look, small sample size, so it could change as this thing progresses, but there hasn't been an advantage for getting a bye.
No, I mean, look, it's only 2 years, but 1 and 7 for the teams that were in the top 4 that had a bye. That's not good. That's not what you want. A big problem is it's not your typical bye, right? The bye means you're off a week, you return the following week. When was the last time some of these teams played? I mean, it's 3 or 4 weeks in some cases here for some of these schools. I think the college football playoff needs to do a better job of scheduling these games closer to when the regular season ends, because you have a team like Indiana that had not, and they were the only team that won, but they hadn't played in 3 weeks since their last regular season game. It's a while. I mean, think about it. You have that Ohio State Michigan game that we all watched. That was a while ago. Like that a lot has happened since. And then you had the off week, and then you had the playoffs started, and there was an off week in between. It's not the best system. I like having 12 potentially in, but I don't like the long layoff because even the team that had to play in the opening round game, they then got to play a game, rest, and they're more fresh than the team that had the bye that then would be rusty because of the longer layoff. So something's not right with the system.
Yeah, they got to figure it out and give them some time, right? Like, this is still all new to everyone. But as that data presents itself as one that serves as a disadvantage to the teams that should be getting an advantage, we'll see this thing change up a little bit. What's your feel Sunday night Ravens-Steelers?
Steelers find a way at home. That's the feeling. Mike Tomlin, underdog. I like him in the spot. Rodgers had that line of, I very rarely have had 2 stinkers in a row. He's obviously confident.
And last time he was in the spot, he lost. Remember, the Lions going to Green Bay and winning that game.
Not having Metcalf is the only concern I have for Pittsburgh.
Which, by the way, if the Steelers miss the playoffs and we're going to focus on Tomlin and Rodgers, DK Metcalf is going to be a big reason as to why. Because I'm convinced they beat the Browns last week. They just had no receivers.
They scored 6
Austin
points.
was out. Then Darnell Washington, their big tight end, he breaks his arm. They just couldn't get the ball into the end zone. So DK Metcalf, there's a lot riding on this game, man.
Is Rodgers retiring if they lose? And if they win, does he come back for another year?
Well, here's the thing. If they lose, and we are to believe Tomlin's gone in Pittsburgh, what's the path to him staying with the Steelers? Because Tomlin had an affinity for Aaron, which is why he decided to sign him. Whoever the next head coach that comes in probably doesn't want him.
And who's the guy that takes over from Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh?
Yeah. It's like Nick Saban in Alabama. It's really difficult. And now Saban's coaching tree, you see it all throughout the playoffs.
Which is crazy, by the way.
Assistant coaches are winning.
Well, think about it. All the teams that played yesterday had a Nick Saban former assistant as their head coach, except Alabama. And they got destroyed by Indiana. Cignetti was one of Saban's assistants. And obviously they went outside the Saban tree for the hire with Kalen DeBoer. But maybe they should have plucked one of these Saban assistants because they're all having major success.
All right, so you like the Steelers. Saturday night, you're feeling Seahawks?
So I wanted to take the Niners because you and I thought the line was funky. But then we saw both Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg all pick San Fran. And Pusick said it's an automatic, you got to take Seattle. So Sam Darnold in the exact same spot he was in a year ago. For him, it'd be cool to see him play well and get that redemption after he stunk it up in this battle for the 1-seed game when he was with the Vikings against Detroit last year. Be nice to see him go out there, play well, and get a win. I still root for Darnold.
Panthers, Bucks. I don't have a feel on that, and I'm with you. I think the Niners, and this is why the spread doesn't make sense to me. I get all the injuries. I think the Niners are the better team. Brock Purdy is coming off maybe the best game he's ever played, and he's hitting the Dougie. Shanahan is an excellent coach. I think he's the coach of the year, and that's to take nothing away from Vrabel, Ben Johnson,
Cohen.
But I just feel like the Niners at home, better team. I think they win the game. Now, I bet against them because, as you mentioned, with Don and Rosenberg.
DHR curse.
But, yeah, I just think the Niners are the better team. I have no feel for Bucks Panthers. Not too long ago, it feels like. Baker Mayfield was in the MVP conversation. The Bucks were the Bears. And, like, winning these games late, they're fun. And ever since Baker suffered the shoulder injury, he hasn't been the same.
They're 1-7 over their last 8, and you wonder if they lose, is Bowles out of a job in Tampa?
Riddle me this: there's a reason why, if they were to miss the playoffs, it happened. All the injuries to the offensive linemen, there were Evans and Ibuka, Baker's playing with the shoulder. Bowles has made the playoffs every year he's been there. Like, why is it just 1 year and you're done? Maybe it's how it unfolded, but again, like all the injuries played a major factor into this.
I think, yes, that game, I think it might go back to the Thursday night game a few weeks ago. They're at home. They're playing the Falcons. Yeah. They had just been eliminated, so it's a short week for Atlanta. They're playing for nothing, and they lost that game where Atlanta went for 2 twice and didn't get it. Had to overcome like a 3rd and 29 and like a 4th and 13 just to win. And it's like, Todd, you're a defensive guy. Your defense has to get a stop. And then they just kept losing after that.
But
and we'll see what happens.
Doesn't that loss age better when you see Atlanta at first rolling the Rams? They did come back, but Atlanta beat the Rams, and they've got some pretty good wins. It's the division. It's a
fair.
tough one for me.
You know, the problem I think Tampa ran into beyond the injuries, how many years in a row are they going to get their offensive coordinator plucked to be a head coach? Like, Bowles has had to replace his OC. This is now the 3rd season in a row. We saw this with the Eagles, right? Sirianni, it took him a little bit after his initial coordinators both left, right? Jonathan Gannon and Shane Steichen left. They had that down year the following year.
So
and then
Kellen Moore, yeah.
He pivoted to Kellen Moore and got Vic Fangio.
And now he's got Patua, who has no clue what he's doing.
Yeah, that guy's like the most hated guy in Philly right now. They're the defending Super Bowl champs. It must be nice.
What's your feel for, like, right now, Friday, 6:44? This is not etched in stone. We're not going to put Pusick's not going to throw a Twitter clip of this up. What's your feel, Super Bowl? Who's representing both conferences?
Oh, great question. That's why they pay you the big bucks to be a talk show host in the biggest market in the world. I don't want to say New England, so I won't. I'll go outside the box here. Houston Texans. That defense travels. DeMeco Ryans gets them into the game with C.J. Stroud and company. We'll go Texans in the AFC to be a little different. And then the NFC, I mean, I've been on the Rams all year, but it's just tough to pick them with them having to go on the road, but it's wide open. So, you know what? Why not? Who cares? Rams versus Texans, Super Bowl.
Can that Houston offense win 3 playoff rounds just to get to the Super Bowl?
That's the question.
When you're going up against Denver's defense, you're going up against the Chargers defense, and obviously we don't know what that looks like right now. Potentially round 1 against who would it be, Pittsburgh or Baltimore? if they win this game on Sunday. Listen, man, I'm going to go with Philly in the NFC because people keep trying to sell me on their downfall. Here's what I know about the Eagles. They've been through the 3 last Super Bowls. That the quarterback-coach combination works. What are they, 11-5? They're about to get to 12-5. So whether they're the 2 seed or the 3 seed, they're still managed in a season where we had major questions about their offense to be one of the best teams in that loaded conference. And so, look, do I trust Patullo and his offensive strategy, whatever it is? At this point, no. But Jalen ups his game in the postseason. Saquon's had a miserable year, which you expected coming off of the workload he had last year. But it's the team I trust most right now.
But you're betting on the pedigree.
Yeah.
Honestly, to the example that people have used to discredit Indiana, like it says Indiana on their jerseys. If it said Alabama and they were doing that yesterday in reverse, we'd be like, that's clearly the best team. You're banking on the Eagles turning it up. So I'm good with that. The more I think about my Rams pick, I don't know if I could do it. I kind of want
to. Tough road, man.
It's just too many games on the road. It's hard. San Fran, if they get the 1 seed, would be my pick. The Rams have not. I know I'm couching
Subject to change. No, it's fine. Yeah. That's why I wanted to do it now. And then
I want to see the final playoff seedings because I do think, like, if the Niners are the 1 seed, God, do they have a real chance to get it done this year?
I'm picking whoever wins Sunday night to win the AFC.
Wow, so Sam Darnold could be a Super Bowl champion.
Sunday night, Ravens Steelers.
Oh, you're saying the winner will go on a run to the Super Bowl?
Winner's going on a run.
Wow.
Let's do it. 800-919-3776. We wrap the show next right here on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
St. John's continues Big East play against Providence at MSG. Coverage begins tomorrow at 11:40 on 880 ESPN and the ESPN New York app.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
New York Presbyterian treats more heart patients than any other hospital in New York. From common to complex conditions, our cardiologists and heart surgeons are pioneers in advanced heart care, leading the way in minimally invasive treatments for faster recovery times. Find a doctor at nyp.org/heart. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. New York Presbyterian Hospital based on U.S. News and World Report 2025 to 2026 Cardiology, Heart, and Vascular Surgery Rankings.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
Think Verizon, the best 5G network, is expensive? Think again. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store today and we'll give you a better deal. Now, what to do with your unwanted bills? Ever seen an origami version of the Statue of Liberty? Jokes aside, Verizon has the most ways to save on phones and plans where everyone in the family can choose their own plan and save. So bring in your bill to your local Verizon store today and we'll give you a better deal. Rankings based on Root Metric True Score report dated 1H2025. Your results may vary. Must provide a postpaid consumer mobile bill dated within the past 45 days. Bill must be in the same name as the person redeeming the deal. Additional terms apply.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
There we go. Timing right there. Game time brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. Because when it's game time, it's Tully time. So coming up next, we've got the Knicks hosting the Atlanta Hawks. That begins at 7 o'clock. You got the Rangers facing the Panthers in the Winter Classic. Coverage on 1050 starting at 7:30. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cash matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. Any plans for you and your lady tonight over, a cup of Tullamore Dew on the rocks?
The all new. Tullamore Dew Honey.
During tonight's action, if you are picking up what I'm putting down.
I feel like I've done a show with Rick for 4 hours today, but it's you, Ty D. Butler.
Well, that's why I love
now
Rick.
I know why they call you Ty D. Butler.
Yes.
It all makes sense.
Yes,
See
that's
that?
why they call me that. But that's why I love Rick so much, because there are times where he'll have a punchline on his morning show. And it's like I was right there with him. And I was right there.
You were thinking along with him.
I was thinking along with him. Rick and I share a brain.
There's some tension between Dave and Rick. That's the vibe I got listening today.
Well,
they were arguing with each other.
Rick's not a real fan of Dave.
Dave was using that voice where he's imitating someone, but it's so not what they sound like. He just does a high-pitched version of it.
Do you have any regrets of sharing with me that you are in a relationship?
Not really. I didn't define what the relationship was. I said it's a mystery.
Just open, Yeah. You're just seeing what's out there. You are a very successful man living in New York City. You've got your own YouTube show that's ringing off out here.
Let me tell you, you tell women you have a YouTube show.
It's like telling them how much you bench press.
It's like walking into a club with Derek Jeter. It's just same effect.
800-919-3776. Let's get to my man David and Elizabeth, who's been waiting patiently. What's up, David? David, that's sad, man. I apologize, because that's my fault. That's my bad, David. How about we go to Richard in Manhattan to close us out tonight? What's up, Richard?
Hi, Jake. These Knicks remind me of D'Antoni's Knicks. Al Harrington and David Lee. No defense. When are you going to start playing defense, fellas? They're giving up 150. Listen to this, Jake. 10 games in a row. Mikal Bridges has played 35 minutes a game, 350 minutes, 10 straight games. Do you know how many foul shots he's attempted?
How many?
Can I guess?
0.
Oh, 0? That can't be true.
That is true. Go look it up. 350 minutes a game. Fellas, Eli, Hall of Fame. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Eli won two Super Bowls. Out of those 2 Super Bowl teams, am I wrong? Only Michael Strahan is in the Hall of Fame?
That sounds right. I think Strahan. Yep,
now,
you're right.
You look at the New York Knicks, 70 and 73. 9 guys on those teams or associated with those teams are in the Basketball Hall of Fame. I mean, how could you only have one guy from two? And Eli played on both teams. Strahan just played on the one team.
Well, he'll
of course,
get in. We know he'll get in.
I mean, there's no way. Okay.
Yeah.
Indiana in football yesterday. This is one of the greatest. This is the greatest rags to riches story since the New York Mets in '69. I mean, they weren't just bad; they were the doormats of the Big Ten and of everyone. They never won. And if you would have said 2 years ago, Nick Saban is coaching Alabama at this time, that in 2 years Indiana would beat Alabama in a playoff game in the NCAA tournament, Indiana would go on and win the NCAA championship undefeated, you would have gotten shot. No, you would have been instituted. Yeah. Nobody would have believed that. What they're doing is incredible. This is his first year, right, Mendoza? He came from the transfer portal.
He transferred from Cal. Again, Cignetti's incredible. He's 25-2. He's made the playoffs in his first 2 years.
Jake, let me just interrupt you. There have been incredible coaches before. He's not the first incredible coach in 60 years.
It's a story,
look what he's done. I think it's more than
Hey, Richard, my bad. We got to go.
I agree with you. I agree with your call, Richard. I'm simply just giving you the resume of what he's accomplished in 2 years. 2 playoff appearances, 25-2, won a Big Ten title. He's already has wins over Ohio State, playoff win over Alabama. He beat Oregon in the regular season. They have the Indiana football as a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback. Cignetti's incredible. And what's amazing about him, he's been around. He's been an assistant. He was under Saban. He was at JMU before this. Other teams could have hired this guy, and here he is. And the first thing he says is, I win, Google me, and to talk that talk and back it up the way he has, it's unbelievable.
Well, this has been fun, man. 4 hours of outstanding sports talk. You have fun with your lady tonight.
Let's go Knicks.
Don't do anything that your parents wouldn't be proud of.
I won't do anything that the Ty D. Butler wouldn't do.
Knicks, Hawks coming up next. Ty Butler, Jake Asman signing off. Don Hahn and Rosenberg returns on Monday right here on ESPN New York and the ESPN New York app.
Hey, this is Mika Zibanejad.
Hey, this is Adam Fox. Catch every Rangers game right here on 880 ESPN.
WHS